doing their best. And I know it's early on in the stage, but it'll be too late soon enough for that playoff qualification.
And on the opposite side for 100 Thieves, I think all year so far, it's been ups and downs, it's been question marks. At no point, I don't think anyone has felt convinced of them being a lock-in top team, but this would be a great step in the right direction, getting their spot in playoffs certified. Right now, we've seen that they have the capability to go on a hot streak and tear apart the entire scene. They did it in stage 1 last year. This can get them one step closer to another playoff run if they get this win today against 2G, who they certainly feel like they are the favorite against.
Well, I was going to say, that's a big one for them, right? They're coming into this with a 2G that is finding a little bit of a reinvigoration, you know, toward the middle part of the season here. But at the same time, if you're a 100 Thieves fan, you got to feel pretty confident about the team coming into this one. You got the talent.
All right, let's hit this 2 times here since we're on
the
YouTube.
capabilities of each and every one of those players on.
So that way we're all caught up. Looks like we got Ascent map 1, Icebox map 2, and then Split map 3 once again.
We've got a number of maps where Cryo could just play Jet. We've got Ascent into Icebox here. If that's something we're looking at to really push this team forward, then great. I want to see Xander reassert himself in this structure, especially in that second map, but even over here, I want to see him lock down those sites on that defense side. I want to see him be the impact player that he was promised to be when they brought him into this team. He's got big shoes to fill. Don't forget who he replaced on this 100 Thieves roster.
I was super impressed by 2G on their Ascent defense in particular. They were choosing excellent timings for proactivity. I think LZ's calling was really fantastic in that regard. Always understanding when him and another player could double up, take space on an extremity, cut off a split push by gaining control of A main or B main. Had a really good read on the tempo of the map. And it does feel that Ascent has to be a must-win for 2G in this series.
Now, well, here come your agents, and we are going to see that, you know, the Tejo get locked into the Vice as well, going to be into play. And let's not forget the KO always being an impact player on Ascent.
There's some really nasty Vice walls you can actually put up on the B side, close to B main, that trap people if they want to send the Jet in and the rest of the team wants to flood behind them. You can get
all right, chat.
Here, 100 Thieves, so something a little bit more classic. I like that Yoru inclusion.
Looking like,
here, so I'm not going for Jet for Cryo,
Yoru, I think that's a little bit of a newer pick for Cryo on Ascent here. Don't think we've seen that out of him, really.
A guy who could just go into another dimension and pop up on the other side, give him a little bit of info, you know? It's going to be fascinating whether or not we see 100 Thieves hold this one down, or if we see 2G manage to pick up a massive win here. I believe we're going to be waiting just for a little bit longer, and then we're going to get ready to send it over to the casters. But once we do, fellas, I mean, I think that 2G have such an opening, such an opportunity here.
All right.
They can do it.
Sorry, chat, just had to get our
for 100
tweet out for the stream.
Tejo, which is interesting, right? Quite often
or
we like
streams,
to see that,
I should say, since we're up on
to get a bit of early
both YouTube and Twitch today.
Every team is still trying to use KJ on this particular map, but she's got some slight buffs lately that have made it more viable, especially with that lockdown.
We're seeing some
How's everybody doing today? We ready for this series here?
And send it over to your casters for this one.
Taking on 2G.
On penny farthings, and boy, are there laying.
This is a tier 2 team, but they did take down Loud.
I don't know who Penny is, but I feel sorry
and
for him.
we kind of struggled against Loud, if I'm being honest. We struggled a little bit against Loud in the first map, but we were able to ice up and close out the maps 2 and 3 to win that series. And I believe if we win this series today, we qualify for Toronto.
There's always these weeks
I believe.
watch out for, because listen, the results are never what we expect. They're never what we expect.
There's always at least an upset that creeps in here or there, and this absolutely could be it. 100 Thieves, they're always perma-banning Lotus.
I'm going to turn up the volume
2G,
just a little bit.
They have an opportunity now to head into Ascent, which they beat Crew on.
I don't want it to be too loud, so if it's too loud, let me know, chat, and I can turn it down just a little bit.
You're exactly right, Josh. Taking a look at our pistol round.
All right, here we go.
It's a map that 2G look best at.
Let's see if we can get ourselves the first pistol round of the series.
So this is really quite different, going for the mid pistol that we've seen a lot of teams go for. A bit of a delayed timing. 15 seconds
We're starting off on defense here. This is 2G's map pick.
Instead, they're trying to find that timing past Asana's drone in B main.
Slow and steady. Flash off onto the corner. Connection to Asana, just baiting a little bit, jiggling, gets the info. Deep knife against it though. It's going to be tagging and suppressing her up. Flashes through into the smokes. They're getting bodies
not really
down.
going to have any util.
Into the fray, into the fight here. Up through stairs. Going to be certain and trying to clear up this guy. Asuna eventually.
Okay, we do get the trade.
A little bit messy in the end. Still going 1 for 1 as Askia was taken out. In the midst of all of this one.
It's going to be a retake though.
Here for 2G. Yes, you got the plant down. No control of B main though.
I like 2G's gun skin actually. I can't lie. That purple is really nice.
It's all about how they choose to use them. 100 Thieves.
I'm a sucker for purple skins.
Having to clear most of the way here. They're worried about B mains to a degree, but
I really am.
A few pot shots now, clearing its way through.
Or purple characters.
Firing forward to the paranoia. It's a turret propped up, trying to take that point. LZ just 10 HP, and no one watching for him. Slightest of angles to play off, and working off one another. 2G take our opener.
Yo, what's up, Drifty?
Not even having to use the salvos in the end there. 2G just play off each other.
How we doing today, brother?
Very aware of where 100 Thieves were going to be swinging through. You saw LZ pre-aiming it. Knew where both of those 100 Thieves players were going to be on the repush.
Starting off with losing the pistol round.
100 Thieves composition, the desk were talking about it a little bit. It lacks the KO, so you're lacking stopping power against fast A execs, or really fast execs anywhere on the map, but the KO would usually be playing A. And so a lot of the stress is going to come onto people like Asuna to be using the stun.
We excited for this this match
to shut down these attacking timings, because you cannot allow an attack side team to get
Good,
snowballing
glad to hear
on
it,
this map.
Drifty.
It's such a defense-sided map if you play it properly. And so even just winning the pistol here is a massive beginning to 2G.
We haven't really seen Thieves play Ascent. I think it's like since the last two matches. The last two matches, I don't think they played Ascent at all.
Very jutting smoke, so Boostio's got a bit of coverage here, and he's taking a peek and a gander. It's instantly traded off here. But
Icebox is our map 2 pick, so...
Just circling around these 2G players, and the Salvo's just barely missing here. Cautiously just trying to step themselves into the site. And finally a bit of clearance down into hell, and out through heaven. That's 100 Thieves trying to flood their way through. Any attempt to follow up onto the damage there, but navigated well. 3 players
take down
surviving.
2. Probably could have been a little better, but
and a little bit of damage
looked like everybody was pretty much using pistols still. So
now one of the things that that 2G was doing really well, I think, on their attack side.
we definitely need this bonus
when
though.
We previously saw them on Ascent, was being really
We'd
decisive.
love to get a bonus here.
Kind of first 40 seconds of a round where you find a timing and you send it. A lot of that was focused on
100% Drifty. The Valorant team
being played.
always kind of struggles to start off and then they bounce back.
Maybe
That's why I feel like
matches
are even closer than they probably could be, just because of how slow of a start we have.
Does it cause a speed up from 2G though? Doesn't look likely. Just walking.
It's looking like this is going to be a B hit here.
Away, forcing out the
just
drone.
committing.
That's a flash and the salvos up towards the corner. Deep dash as well.
Here we go.
The smoke. That's Boostio.
Boostio gets first blood. He gets another. Okay.
Rifle in hand.
Can we get more? Can we get more from Boosty?
Cut off at the choke there, just from the salvos. Lay it down of Asuna. It's all just support that's being brought in here for Boostio to take over. At this point, 2G. Too many more chances. Good cleanup and good trade on top of it.
We'd love to see Boosty shooting early.
Gobera would have to go.
We do love to see that.
Try and even stand any sort of chance here. 100 Thieves got the discipline.
They're holding paranoia for him, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got no hope.
It's a high-low. And Yuto's going to be used as soon as he just peeks right into the corner.
Nice.
Head clean off. So
yeah, Drifty. I mean, anytime Boosty's shooting, we love to see that.
Taking a look at the defensive
3K on the round there.
Almost getting caught. Once he got hit by that KO knife at the beginning, I was worried
he's shooting with that Phantom too.
Accelerate. They actually picked a really awkward time.
With that Phantom.
Going forwards just as Boostio's util was coming back up. But it's the defensive util from the 2 initiators that you pointed out. Recon Dart gets Boostio his first kill, and then Salvos in the choke point completely isolate Askia and LZ. So they've got to be worried about that stuff.
That's always a good sign. Yeah, Boostio's starting off 5 and 3.
See, if 2G go for a fast timing, you're running into those kind of tools, the Recon, the Salvo, that kind of thing. But also, Cryo's cross-map teleports are supposed to also be a guarantee against
one of the comms during
timings.
the last series was he said
maybe
he just needs to start swinging people. So the confidence is still there, it seems like.
Normally teams just got to a little bit slower against Yoru compositions.
You just got to swing people sometimes.
As you see here, about 30 seconds into the round, second gate crash having to be used, and Cryo swaps over his positioning to be playing up here where they've seen most of the commotion in A main.
Nothing too crazy going on yet here.
They don't really have bodies in a position to really commit into a site. Very slow. Exiting that minute mark now into round 4.
This gate crash is about to go down as well. And that will leave these B players a little more stranded without help.
That's exactly where the spike's going to be eventually landing. B main control, theirs. It's primed and ready. And
yeah, it's looking like we're going to have to hit a quick rotate here. Boostio's going to have to go big.
Patient play by 2G. Might have just set them up quite nicely here. Still got to deal with the setup though. Dash forwards, turret.
He's at least going to have to ideally get one.
He just dropped down to 10 HP.
That would kind of help out a little bit.
Thorns. Slightest bit of chip damage, and Boostio rooted out of his spot.
Neither him or EU able to get one there.
This time, the two defenders fall on site. Despite the recon, you're right, the spam was just super good. And everybody from 100 Thieves who takes a peek in is getting destroyed.
And they're just dribbling their way into the side here. Silence.
All right, we just got rolled.
Fully on cleanup duty. Flawless
we just
round
got rolled.
from 2G.
Flawless round.
And what a change of pace.
Play, yeah.
We've been giving a lot of props to LZ. He's 1-on-1 at the moment. Hasn't quite yet had his chance to come online, but he has, ever since
seemed
picking
like
up the
they kind of
RGL
just
role,
executed that really well. Boostio was kind of on an island.
Too. But I think the way that they're playing right now is they're not doing anything too crazy, running a bit of a default at the beginning.
He was close, but once they smoked him off, I think it just made things a little too difficult.
Setups, and as soon as those gate crashes were gone, Boostio and EU little out on an island in B.
Hey, that's what I said.
It's going to be familiar scenes, I think, from 2G. Still have the option to go fast. They have the ults to do it.
This drone is getting used on a very early timing. Basically every round from Asuna. He's going to have to slow that down a little more, I think, because the crucial information is not coming through until, I don't know, 45 seconds on the clock.
EU doesn't even have drone this round, but okay, a bit of a reclear now with the salvos. Too slow off the mark, and LZ still holding up top. Nice and pretty. Flash peek.
And you see Cryo just ping-ponging from one side to the other, trying to figure out where he should be landing. This round, it's only the turret watching information across in mid.
Are both available for 2G. On the side of Thieves, we just have Boostio's ult, or Killjoy.
Right, but as soon as this gate crash goes down, they're going to be left out in the open and so open to a null command exec.
It's the slow play. Setting up now for the B split, and yeah, gate crash has faded. Boosty, it's a good time to use the ult.
Popping that.
That's going to put this slow down to a crawl here. And what's the option now for 2G? You don't have a main control. You're seeking to pivot into a different direction. You're just
faking it.
Firing off some util, like you're trying to fake that the AA presence is coming through, but now it's go time. Sending it flying forward. Still two players to anger. This is EU. Back against the wall, stunned up inside the smoke, and time is ticking. It's really the only win con they've got to work with, but a dash forwards and a flash peeking, facing still. Turrets. At least the Nanoswarm's doing a bit of damage here. 100 Thieves attempting to flood back in. This is all 2G.
Xander 1v3 for the bread here.
And a 1v3 for Xander. Almost ISOing the first fight.
I mean, everybody's fairly weak.
Winnable scenario.
This is absolutely winnable if you're Xander.
You'll need a few freebies. Paranoia gliding forwards. Sidestep just in time. No player giving up openings here. Dropping to just 26 health. Running short on time. Running short on options, and Xander's realized it.
Looks like he's just got to save. Chalking that one up.
Thieves. Silence is doing an amazing job of keeping people out when they try to flood defend back in. But even in a round like this where they've ripped the lockdown, and they've got a decent idea when the turret goes down what's going on, they just couldn't get bodies into position quickly enough. There's no help for the players on site. EU wasn't even feeling comfortable to use his recon as the players came in. I mean, this is a dysfunctional defense at the moment for 100 Thieves. They need to make some adjustments.
It's a wider problem, I think, as well for 100 Thieves in terms of the tempo they want to play at. They're running two characters here, Josh, with drones. You have the stealth drone, you have the Sova drone. You can get mid-round.
Also, is my cam in a good spot?
Running,
I haven't really noticed while
yeah,
the gameplay is going.
I think they were probably expecting a bit of a faster tempo from
I feel like this is a round where I keep it. If it's too high, though, I can always
the rest of the squad.
I can always lower it.
What speed would you like to play at? They'd be like,
I don't want to move it to the right side, though, because that's when
the barriers go down.
Yeah,
have you heard of paper?
I can always lower it
if, doing really well these days.
If it's covering up too much of the mini-map.
And dragging the pace super slow like this puts them in very uncomfortable situations. And this is already,
got ourselves an early timeout here.
Disaster beginning on Ascent. Ascent can be a map where you completely close out an opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it epitomized with Cloud9 playing against Leviathan, where they completely shut them out. But depending on your composition, you can have phenomenal defense sides on this map. And 100 Thieves looking like they're going to be going down 5-1 because their eco's shattered. 2G have yet to use some massive ultimates. I thought they were going to rip the null command in the previous round. Didn't even have to.
We do have Cryo's ult.
Arguably one of the biggest ults you have on the attack side.
They still have Vise and KO ult, though. They didn't use anything. They obviously didn't have to. We have
so that needs to be a switch.
Not much money. Xander's the only one with a rifle here.
The tempo they're going to be playing at the beginning
so,
of the round.
I mean,
probably wait until next round to see that here.
They're right that probably going to go down 5-1 here, but I mean, if we could find a way to thrifty this round, that would be pretty fire.
That's a flash primed and ready.
That would be pretty fire, I can't lie.
More of attrition that's taking place, really, but
if they had like flash and salvos here to try to re-clear through A main, maybe they'd be able to generate a pick out of that. But by using them at the start of the rounds, they're just kind of allowing 2G to slowly take map control. And 100 Thieves run out of tools to be able to work with them. Here's the drone used, 110 on the clock. Body blocking, don't let it in!
Oh,
he was just body blocking the drone. That's crazy.
Body block it. Didn't want to reveal Xander's
That's crazy.
Position. Spotted out though. This is a 4-player stack of 100.
Lower the cam a bit or make it smaller. Yeah, I got you.
2G.
I got you.
Forwards here. The knife underhanded with the flash. Quick hop through. No one clearing this one into the corner.
I don't want to make it too small.
He bites back and bites back hard. Eventually, it's going to be like clearer, but 100 Thieves have arrived in time. Askia. The lone warrior now left to stand onto the side.
I'll just cover like the spawn, basically.
34 seconds left. They need some clean kills. 100 Thieves.
That's a big thrifty, though.
Rattling off the bullets.
That's a big thrifty.
Could be the round to get them back into the game. They needed something big. And this time, it was all about getting the gamble stack in the right place.
Now my camera feels like really tiny. My camera feels super tiny.
They managed to get 4 players stacked over towards A.
I mean, I guess I could slide it over so we're not covering like the Thieves' names.
And it paid off.
Move it over to this side.
When you are playing against a slower team, you can afford to make more of these gambles. Because if you stack A for like 20 seconds and then start spreading back out again.
Because we'd rather see the Thieves' names, right?
And Cryo picks up the operator. This could be
a
game
not as
changer
worried about
Thieves. He has been utterly phenomenal in their most recent
about theirs.
series.
I mean, I can give the callouts for that.
It's been a nightmare.
I can give the callouts for
the
2G stuff.
A bit more delayed in terms of.
All right, perfect.
Stealth drone.
Hey, Clifton Creed, thank you for the follow.
Shown by 2G, and they do have this null command, and here it is, emanating out.
I appreciate that. We've now hit 90 followers on Twitch.
Down to his knees, Askia.
So I appreciate you for that.
Trying to clear out most of the way here, and it's a bit awkward in terms of the timing, yet still gets the job done. Cryo now. Dimensional drift out and wide. Needs some supportive help here, and he spots out 2 of the players. He's got the operator in his hand. He's going to try and hold them all the way back. And just not adjusting, not anticipating. It could be punched up onto that position. Same could be said for LZ. Okay. Bullet to the back of the brain. It's EU now versus the world in a 1v2. Spike planted down. Midst of all this chaos, drone up and over towards the top. It's a tag off in through the back of the site. No reveal.
So has darts as well.
8 bullets left. Try and make a play to work with. Waiting off this flash timing, he knows the rough positioning with the salvo and the barrel, betrays it. And look at this, anticipation reload has to be committed. And a shot.
Dude, that would have been so nice. Oh, that would have been so nice.
The 2G get their 5th round.
I thought he was going to use his shocks, to be honest.
Another brutal one for 100 Thieves to lose. Cryo abandons the operator, unfortunately.
Dude, that's always so tough. I hate when I'm in like a clutch situation. You get that first kill or that second kill, and there's one person left.
And then it was like,
and then you go, like, you know where they're at,
with the jet.
And your crosshair is just slightly to the side of them. Oh man, that always sucks.
Boosty just got completely flanked.
Yeah.
Looked oblivious there in his anchor position.
So close yet so far, man. Brutal.
The details
once again, we have very little to no guns here.
Little bait and switch. 100's Fury's being offloaded. This is a half-by round for 100 Thieves, and they're making a go at this. But it's not coordinated with much else.
To use
it's a weird one.
The ult there.
Very strange.
Don't know if I like that play. Don't know if I like the ult play
rounds. Send defense.
They might feel like they need this round, but the buy was just not good enough to support using an ultimate at the start of the round like that.
And the gamble stack.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, we should have just held on to that.
The previous thrifty, they managed to put their players in the right positions, but this time,
because now at this point they're about to just take A.
Fury. It's not the case.
They're about to walk right into A.
Silver linings.
And we have like nothing
out,
to get back in.
But they're grasping at straws here. 2G looking like they're set up.
Yeah, I mean, at least they wasted
on the attack side of
tail ult. They got no value out of that.
It's a spike laid down here. 100 Thieves gathering up. He missed it ever so slightly. He's hoping for a bit of a shortcut up into heaven. It's going to be pre-aimed, pre-fired. All grouped up though. 100 Thieves will look to do some damage.
I mean, at this point, they're probably just trying to
is low for a few of the 2G players.
Get as many kills as possible.
Still, Paranoia is perfect. Just sweeping up top here. Cryo out for the door angle. Jutting smoke, but enough guns, enough watchful eyes on top of it. And
just not really much they could do there, unfortunately.
6-2 now for 2G.
Not much they could do
you
there.
You wouldn't believe this is the same team that you saw at kickoff. And admittedly, it's not 100% the same team. They have made roster changes. But the core of this squad, when they came up to play in kickoff,
this silence guy is frying.
No, they didn't.
I've seen him pop up in the kill feed a couple times now.
Zero confidence. They look like one of the worst
I've seen him in that kill feed.
All of the leagues, just because they didn't have
Clifton, it's
to be able to take
not a great start,
not
the hottest start for the Thieves here.
And now here they are.
It's not our map pick, so I mean,
chance of making
there is that at least.
At this point.
Yeah. Sitting at 2-1 overall with the standings.
But still not a great start.
Don't ask me about the numbers.
But 2G with a great lead against them and all the chances in the world here of taking ascent. They forced the second timeout.
And we just called our second timeout.
Granted as well.
Yeah, something's not going right.
Had a pinch of salt, I think, towards it. I mean, for 2G,
there's no reason to call 2 timeouts before halftime.
How proactive they are, they definitely showed
unless something's really going wrong right now.
That point here, it's just
in the comps, I feel like.
For 100 Thieves, the one thing that they have proved.
Not ideal.
Give you a little bit of hope.
Not ideal start.
Resilience. They definitely showcased that.
Yeah, when they played against Loud, it was like some switch activated.
Well, if you're driving right now, you should not be chatting, brother.
Our second map again today. It could all play out.
You should not be chatting.
Just takes
if you're in the car
these
driving
players
home
waking up,
now.
realizing that they need to be a bit more proactive, and I think you could say the same here on their defense. They need to be
get some eyes on the
in
road
the first 30 seconds
for your
of the round,
safety.
realizing 2G are not going to be going for these fast hits, and then a bit more proactivity to take space and information.
You're at the top play. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Where's Cryo?
Still don't condone it. Still don't condone it.
He is all the way far back mid.
But it makes a little more sense.
Up forwards, but
as long as you're not actively moving.
Get the maximum duration out of his gate crash.
Right. Slowing it down at the beginning of the rounds, like we were discussing.
So now this gate crash will expire about a minute on the clock. Quite an early drone again from Asuna, but this time it does spot somebody. LZ taking a bit of an earlier aggressive timing compared to previously.
It's a big round here for the Thieves.
Information. Xander was jiggle peeking this behind a one-way.
Steel Garden though, it's going to be overlapping, forcing his players back out towards.
Bustio's probably going to be cooked here.
Bustio needs some help. That's going to be a full committal and a stick of it. And just running out. Cryo running all the way back in.
That's big.
Reinforcements arriving here for 100 Thieves, shoring up that defense and calling for a pause by 2G. Spike is out in the open. LZ has his ult.
And a free kill here on EU.
And yeah, it's EU's just missed that timing. Look at the rest of the side, just trying to clear this one. 100 Thieves. Not ready yet. Fully committing with all 8 players. Do they realize that LZ has his ult?
30 seconds left.
I'm surprised neither team seems to really realize it.
You could make it move into a different direction with 25 seconds left, but they pick it up and forcing the issue. A bit of spam into the corner. I mean, this is Cryo just taken out all the way. Time to be taken. Assassinate. Bit of a backstab here.
There we go.
The double face in the end.
Good round for the Thieves.
Not the best way to play it in the world.
Good round for the Thieves there.
If you are 2G, you had many options there.
Gets the job done, I suppose. They might have been assuming that 100 Thieves were already
I thought after they used that Visol, we were going to be kind of cooked.
Frankly, though, if you've got a problem with 2G,
seemed like everybody who was on site
follow-up from the Vice ultimate.
Kind of going to be screwed, but
nobody's breaking the recon darts, by the way. They are getting absolutely boomed by the recon darts. But Askia's got to land that kill. Cryo's running back in with an off in hand.
It's a good round.
They have Bustio dead to rights if they accelerated. He was getting...
Need to get this momentum on our side here. Get the ball rolling.
Round 10. A chance for 100 Thieves, maybe, to even this one up at the half.
Overlapping it with a knife there.
Tied half would be fantastic for us with how we started.
It's a good op sight line. It's right where Aski is about to peek.
Nice and passive, and if you're going to be walking, if you're going to be contacting, flash, peek, dodge to the side.
Ooh,
Timing not
good
missed, that's
pick.
Cryo.
Spike down mid.
PXS taken straight out
Great
of the
pick.
picture. All of mid-control still gained here for 2G, and they want to potentially go walkabouts.
If Xander makes a footstep, LZ might choose
The hard part with Cryo running the op is...
And that's the narrowest of angles.
Okay, Xander.
We'll see a replay of that one. Xander
is obviously, since he's not playing Jet, he doesn't have like a quick getaway really. But
seen it all really.
I mean, if he's hitting shots like that,
straight bullets, and here's a follow-up off
he's
from the
hitting it
side.
consistently.
Doesn't matter if you've got the weaker weaponry here. This is good for 100 Thieves. Spike drop down, out into the
Nice.
open.
Huge.
All contained.
And that's the
Hey,
round
what's
that
up,
100 Thieves were
Destiny?
looking for last time they put an
How
op
you
in
doing
Cryo's
today?
hands. That's how their defensive rotations are supposed to work. They just haven't been able to get a read on it.
I was going to say
previously.
too, with Cryo's op on
But
this
now
map,
it's
everything
starting
is
to ease into a little
lot
bit of a
tighter
rhythm.
once you start getting to the
And
bomb
2G
sites.
forced to take a tactical
So
timeout here.
there's not. That's a crazy.
Yeah, that is
That's a
nasty
crazy
little
shot
angle.
That's
though.
a
That's a
hard
crazy
shot to
shot.
hit. Land only.
It just makes it harder, like
We're
once
doing that
teams
online.
start taking a bunch of space on offense.
2G,
I feel like-
round. You could argue that
Because now you're having
Their
to
defense
play
was
tight
immaculate against Crew.
corners or
And that was, remember,
tight
with Crew
angles that
running a
aren't
double
quite as
sentinel
long
attack
with the
zone,
op,
Yeah.
which
can be a little
I think
difficult.
is more difficult
But,
to pull off than what 100 Thieves have got.
I mean,
on the attack.
If anybody
somebody
can
like
do it,
Cryo
it's
can have-
Cryo. That's for sure.
You know, a heater of a half.
That
It
is
is
for sure.
possible to bring back a 6-6 Ascent map. It's always going to be difficult though. 100 Thieves have not made this map easy. But they love the difficult road.
They
Feels
do.
like every year they love the difficult road. The fans are used to it. It's never an
Talking
easy
about it,
ride being
it's-
100
it's
Thieves.
I don't
fan.
know if I'd
really
say
not.
we're used to it,
You got nice, you know,
I
nice
don't know if I'd say
merchandise,
we're used to
clothes,
all
maybe.
that.
Sure, yeah.
But trophies,
but they do
Like that
like
was
to
a
take the
slightly-
hard road.
Yeah, that's where they've had a bit more of a struggle, haven't they? And every
I would
year
say
it
I'm
feels
used
like
to it
could
happening.
Could be a change around. I mean, last year
I'm used
we
to
saw
it
them do
happening, but I'm not
spectacularly in
used
stage
to
1.
like the effects it has on my body
And this
while I watch the
should be
game.
another year where they're looking
Not
to
used
find
to
at
the
least
fact that
make
I'm
playoffs.
nearing a heart
So
attack
early,
every time I watch this team play.
7, 5, 6 recurring, of course. Chance of making it.
I don't know if that's something you just
Here we
get
go.
used to.
Time ticking down here.
Cutting through.
Big priority.
Yeah, Silence
Cryo operator in
has
his
14
hands.
on the map already.
Slow and steady
Guys,
still from 2G.
shooting.
There's 2G who are on the weaker bite. Bit of danger potentially with Askia's knives. Finally lets it loose, out into his hands. That has been spotted off to the side here. Paranoia sweeps forwards. It was primed for it inside that cloud burst, and finally the mark has been found. Asuna cleaned up onto
A
the
lot
side.
of trades
but Cryo
going on here.
seeks
A
to
lot of
oblige.
trades.
Evens it out and more, going for a quick little peek, and oh
That
my, it's a
would've been
hard shot
dirty.
to hit when Silence doesn't even realize what's going on. But lit up like a Christmas tree. Take your pick, take your timing, Gobera.
We love that.
He's creeping and crawling around to the site, and he's found himself just a little cubby to play in.
1v3 here.
Survive for now, but against 3 of these 100 Thieves players, not willing to
Nice.
let too much slip at
That's
all.
a big round. That's another big round for the Thieves.
Cryo with support, the artillery from heaven. But it's again EU's dart actually that
killed
ends
him
up
through
being
the
super
smoke,
important for
dude.
them on the
Broken.
defense side. Now nobody
shot.
on 2G has got dart breaking in their repertoire.
Listen,
It's a struggle out here.
Ooh.
The
You
assist
quick
numbers
scoped him through
should
the
be absolutely
smoke.
racking up for
Okay,
EU.
Cryo.
Every dart
I
is getting
see
a
you.
kill. Looks like Cryo might have dropped the operator at the beginning of the round here. Maybe he's hidden it away somewhere, or they're planning to do something quick off rip with an ult.
Interesting.
holding it in the hands for now. That's Stealth drone forwards. Oh, not actually, they're broken. Salvo's primed.
See here, it's looking like
He's
they're
gonna be
rotating it
evacuating
over to
2G.
A.
They're setting their sights over towards the A side, exactly where Boostio is going to be playing.
And this defensive setup looks a bit better from 100 Thieves. They've got an aggressive control over B main, trying to push you into the killjoy, into the paranoia. And Cryo going for further information at the minute mark.
Very good. It's going to give a huge read here. Armageddon sweeping through into the back here. Boostio's already stepped forwards and around.
Oh, the TP
Oh, what
in,
is
no.
that? When lights out, he's trying to carve out a path forwards, and that's a brilliant
That
flash.
TP
Good
in
connection.
was
Not quite there to follow.
insane.
Cryo though still holding towards
they
the
line up.
side.
Oh, Cryo!
Come on down. And
Oh
precision.
my god.
Bit of a flourish towards
guy's
the
a
end there
monster.
for a three-piece himself. Just when you thought 2G were able to find that foothold into the site. It's 100 Thieves.
30 seconds left.
Trying to lay claim to that 6th round. Spikes down, ult in your back pocket, LZ. You have options. He's going to take them. Full committal now over towards the B site.
He's got to pull off an almighty round here to match what Cryo did. He's the one that got the 2 openers. This would have to be an ace.
TP forwards. Here's a jump spot into market. Already knows where one of the players is. Dart avoided. Needs his first kill. Salvos, though. That's peace of mind granted now towards 100 Thieves. Smoke propped up. In through short. 100 Thieves want to take this one, all just tripled up together, finally revealing the hand. LT finds that first one. Just needs to ISO these fights here. Round to the side in his good movement.
Huge. That was massive.
Slightly
I got a little nervous.
Asuna delivers that
Got a
death
little
blow,
nervous,
brings it
if I'm being honest.
6 for the first half of Ascent.
Massive round out of Cryo,
this
though.
100 Thieves team, but they have actually got themselves into a bit of a rhythm right now.
Dude,
that
when
round
Cryo
was
is
immaculate.
hitting plays like that,
up to the top of the scoreboard for 100 Thieves.
I'm feeling good.
There's the operator that he was leaving for later. Didn't need it.
I'm
that
feeling
triple
good when
kill
he's doing
on the
that.
players that he flashed and locked in the corner at Switch.
Yeah, Drifty, he
did
just went
everything for 100
crazy.
Thieves. And they've made this maybe
Oh,
winnable.
God, gold.
Wide. Fucking pig.
6-2-6.
What?
We're just not trying anymore.
What gold?
No, all good. All good. That's the first half of Ascent, of course. Going to be going to a quick break on the other side of it. Let's find out just how this map ends.
Oof, stuck paying for that old phone? Don't be. You know,
The round
Verizon
before that.
will
Yeah,
pay off your
yeah,
phone.
it was.
And you'll get iPhone
was.
16 on us. That's
I mean, the
value of
several
up to
rounds before that
$1,600
were
only
massive
on
to
Verizon.
put us at 6-6 going into the half. Because that was a very slow start for the Thieves. That was a very slow start for them. Dude, these secret lab chairs are crazy. What do I need to do to get me like a secret lab chair sponsorship or something? What do I got to do for that? I mean, you can just lean back and rest your legs. I mean, my legs are probably longer than the ladies in that picture. Why are we having an inspirational buffer right now? Hello? Just to get hit with an ad. Just to get hit with an ad.
I am a free-range pescatarian.
I was gonna watch this on Twitch, but for some reason, like the Twitch bar that's at like the top of the screen on desktop, every time I would expand the screen to have it be full screen for the match, that bar on top stayed up there, and I couldn't get it to go away. I've never had that happen before, but for some reason that's what was happening today. So I was like, all right, let's see if it does it on YouTube, and it didn't do it on YouTube. So that's why we're on YouTube.
Both of these pistols against Crew. So
the upside though is we do get
a good
a little better
against the
quality.
but then they completely clean swept their defense. And this could be a
All right,
bit
we
of a
need
battle in
ourselves-
mid. Bustio heading down
Need
with
ourselves a
Sheriff.
good
3
offense.
players waiting to receive
Nice.
here, trying to line it up with the firing line.
Bustio has been shooting with the Sheriff, I feel
Clean
like.
off. A couple more might be rolling here into market, side by side, just trying to line it all the way. Yeah, anticipating a flash to be going through. Guess what? It's Bustio.
Do it to a Bustio.
That's
Set up to
phenomenal.
succeed. And this is already racking up the kill. He wants a few more, but denied in the end. Still does that swing from behind.
Nice. Good
All
opening pistol
anticipated.
round.
That's a necessary
Good
pistol
opening
for
pistol
100
round
Thieves
for
to
the
get the
boys.
ball rolling on this half. They've made it difficult for themselves. A 6-6 defense.
I mean, if
it's
we
not
can
what you're
have
looking
the
for, but
momentum on
now,
our side here,
getting their feet underneath them.
that's huge.
and looking like they're very decisive. I'm liking the fact that Bustio is much more happy to take fights. The last couple of weeks, I really feel like it's made a big difference.
Nice! Give me the deagle.
He's getting the aura back.
Yeah, it
Give me
feels
the
like
deagle.
is.
He feels
was
comfortable
a really
with the
heavy
deagle.
fragging IGL player back in like 2022.
He feels
beginning
comfortable
or
with
even
it.
the end of 2023. We haven't seen that much from him.
Macro play, Askia.
That was
Just
a
weaves his way
crazy
in
play.
past
He
and
just
finds the timing.
slammed you.
Sound was a bit
pick.
too slow, yeah, and it's a beautiful pick. Re-clearance called for by 100 Thieves.
Doesn't do damage in terms of the amount of rifles available, because Boostio's coming back over.
That's a lot of
able to
intel,
hoover
though.
that up. But
That is a lot of intel.
never want to be starting one of these rounds 4v5. It makes it so much more difficult. And they've also now sacrificed all of their map control and information over on A.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of positioning here.
It could be dangerous for 100 Thieves. Lucky for them, 2G stacking over towards B. Slow play of 100 Thieves as well. Should be able to sniff out most of the danger.
I mean, if we kind of start going, we should be able to
position.
take A here
Footsteps here, A main
pretty
control,
easily.
But everything's silent for the moment.
Oh,
Oh, that timing.
To find a boosty. Could take, wants to take. Oh, nearsighted.
We gotta go, though.
Here, but a danger to be played. Still in through into the A site now.
30 seconds
All
left.
access granted, and there's a timing to be taken.
Do we think
LZ
Boostio like re-wraps here?
as the door was closed.
Goes mid?
Boostio's making all the noise in the world, but nobody is going to hunt him down. It's only a stinger that he's got as well. Just looking to distract and play the backstab.
It's not going to be giving away too much.
Guess there's really no need for him to re-wrap.
Door's going to be broken at the moment. Notice, flash forwards. Not quite with a connection.
Nice.
Here it is. Takes the timing. Right off of his team's contact. This is a full
I mean,
cleanup.
great play from
Quite a
Boostio.
cleaner sweeping the borders.
Just gotta close it out.
Oh, dude. BXS pulls it back from the brink.
How do we lose that round, man?
okay, so
he was getting in a bit touch and go there.
How did
we
we
have to break
lose
down what
that?
happened there, buddy.
I'll tell you what
You're gonna have to tell me exactly
That was such a
how
good
that
play from
occurred.
him to
As they
distract
got
him.
back
Maybe
into
he
the
just
site,
waited
they
too
flood
long.
Through the door, and they hit two nice. I mean, they'd already got themselves a player advantage at the start of the round, right? This beautiful shot. But look, Asuna completely left out in the open. And then it's, you know, it's back and forth, but back and forth isn't going to do it when PXS is up in heaven and gets things down to a 1v1, and it's a blinder of a headshot with a classic.
Dude,
What is that?
that's so brutal.
Tragic scenes for 100 Thieves. That's what that is.
It's brutal, man.
I'm seeing Boostio on the backstab there. I'm thinking there's no way they lose this.
He was slightly too late, but I don't think you could blame Boostio for that.
No.
They just weren't ready for the door to open.
Oh, 2G been gifted an in.
That's a
straight back
tough round loss there.
after losing that pistol round.
How things
We
can
win our
turn.
pistol, and then
Yeah.
It
we
was looking like 100
we
Thieves
lose
would be able to
the next one right after that.
themselves into a winnable position, but now all of the economy is going to be favoring
That's tough.
2G. They've got a bit of a
Askia.
freebie round here. Askia
Going all over the place.
he's on a nice angle.
Yeah.
The more kills he gets, the more he'll be building up to an operator, and then the defense really gets online.
Pretty big indicator as well, Askia. You go for another peek here. And now the Swarm just about missing in jump spot. Not going to be saving you, not through the wall there. Salvo's out through, and why Askia overstaying is welcome. And Silence has been dropped in through the midst of it.
Okay.
2 stray bullets just quite missing.
Get
Gabera,
through.
Salvo's primed and let loose. Now he needs a bit of help, and back up Asuna. Tried to take a timing past it. That's a spike drop down onto lane. Paranoia sweeping forwards. It's Cryo. He's trying to hunt for the traces to find a path through the dark, but leaves it down to EU. Hell of a mess to try and make 7 out of
Well,
here for 2G.
that's not
though.
good. That's not a good
Relatively clean. 3 players survive.
good 2 rounds back to
There are
back there
moments in
for
these
us.
rounds where if 100 Thieves made a slightly different decision, things would get really difficult for 2G.
2G just
Spot like
got
that, Gabera
real
is just
aggressive
alone on the site.
both
If the rest of
rounds.
100 Thieves had decided to swarm forwards, maybe they could have done
They just
something.
got real aggressive both rounds.
Boostio, though, with his death, gets a lockdown
Getting
online.
early bloods,
Is
making
there
it
a
really
play that
hard
can
for
be
the
made
Thieves.
around this? If they can take B main control, then of course. But it's Askia looking to try to take an early duel, who will be challenging them for this space.
Thrown in his face though. Silence just trying to spam this one down to not reveal the hand, but position already gained and granted 100 Thieves. Eager to take that fight. There was a flash off the back of that one, and now we see it locked down. Already going to be committed.
Okay.
Evacuation call for 2G. Playing this one on the outskirts. Big crash. Flying forward, salvos. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Little
he's
bit of
5
util.
HP.
Extra spam would have gone a long way, but Askia's still alive for now.
That's right, though.
Here comes the
You
attempt
have
by
site
2G, trying to
control.
flood their way back in here. Now with that B main control, it's a bit of a problem. 100 Thieves have got this one in lock and key, and finally delivering with a bit of lead. Crossfire setup. Exchange from them, still with a massive player advantage. 2G just finding it really difficult to get past this first line of scrimmage. Finally stepping past and over, but all contained in the end.
Huge.
Trades barely going away.
I had to kind of process what just happened there because
But importantly, this time they
that
do go
2-piece
100 Thieves well.
kind of threw me off. It was like
with only
trading
about
the whole
9
way,
HP
and
was
then
able to
they got
throw
one
that lockdown
2-piece, and
in.
I was like,
They
oh
got
shit, did we
all the
just
space
lose?
they
Did we
needed
just
on
lose the
B
round?
side.
But we're good.
I love the way that they play triple B main and then swing back through the smoke.
Getting that first blood and then basically getting trades right after that
Caught out in that position.
was really
Actually
good.
go and aggro, take the fight.
Really good there.
Those are the kind of team fights, the brawls that 100 Thieves love. But this round, Eco is very much on the line. They're going for it again.
Yeah, Dimensional Drift though, this is going to be carving out. An immediate path in through B main. Spotting it out there with the wall off to the side, and Dimensional Drift in through the back. Salvos as well, pushing Silence forwards. It's been lit up here. LZ, what's he been all the way behind them?
What?
Cryo's been taken out in the midst of it.
How has Cryo gone down in the midst of all of that? He triggered the wall and stopped his own team from being able to get in, and then just hand delivers them the spike in the back of B.
Goodness.
What the hell just happened?
Uh-oh. And now, it's a vice grip that 2G have applied to them.
Apparently, whatever
No
could have
exit
gone
avenues.
wrong there did.
Sights locked down,
That-
spawn locked down, LZ.
That is not ideal.
Not going to be regrouping and rejoining, but
We
The
have
whole
to
goal
figure
here
out a
for
way to
100
get that
Thieves is to try
spike
to
back.
put enough pressure onto Askia and Silence that somebody else slips up.
Not good.
Xander does have the ult as well. Could pick up the ult if they decide to make their moves, but they want to try and carve out a path and win out this fight on through B. Salvos wait for the timing onto all of it. 2G are just winning it out, man. It's a beat that's filled up.
Wow.
All in the name of 2G.
We just had all the intel and got
Pretty picture
nothing
indeed
out
that
of
they are
it.
painting. And for EU again, he's left as the last one.
Literally
and
nothing
alone.
out of it.
No chance for him here.
30
Money
seconds left.
running so damn short that honestly incentivizes us to hold on to this gun if he can. What a weird round from 100 Thieves.
Yeah,
what's
I
going
don't
through
know
their
what the
heads
hell
now?
just happened
are they
there, but
assuming
we
that
kind of
100
just
sorry,
trolled.
the 2G are going to be playing fully off-site? Like, just assuming they're going to be playing retake B and so they'll get a free plan? I really don't know. We'll have to watch that back from Cryo's POV. But he hadn't delivered them that.
Yeah.
Like he was training for his new job as a waiter. He was like, meals on wheels.
And he's not even getting to save that gun.
Yeah. Brutal round.
That's a rough
Brutal
one.
round there.
Because he used his clone to bait out the wall at B main. And that actually stopped the rest of his team from being able to come in.
I mean, this 2G team actually seems pretty good, though.
That is brutal.
I get there a two.
I think even if he kills Silence in that POV, which it's
a tier
6
2
kill from
team,
Silence,
but
does he not just go down to Askia anyway? He had a gate crash. Weird one. That's a brutal round.
Spike left in spawn here for 100 Thieves onto the weaker buy.
It's safer there.
It definitely is. Bit of re-clearance here from 2G. Regaining control of A main.
gonna have to have another crazy thrifty here.
Vera. Stealth drone.
Don't really know if I see that one happening.
Here. It's going to be quite a lot of util, potentially to overload them. Fake TP. 2G left wondering what the hell is going on.
EU does have ult, though.
Gobera clears all of this back.
I don't know if they end up ripping it again like they did last time.
And make sure that Silence is not alone.
Yeah, up for mid here, they've left a massive gap. 2G lucky to not being punished for this one here, but maneuvering their way all the way around. Here's the backup. Askia up and over with the knives in hand. In what options are available for you if you are 100 Thieves?
Okay, Boostio does get the trade.
Punch a hole through the wall up through mid. No, back to Cat is the call.
We still
LZ
just don't have any guns.
Stalwart defender and the lone soldier at that is going to try and do the most from this spot.
He gets
Finds himself
two.
two. Hands over the rifle for the moment.
You do get a rifle, though.
2v3 though, and Gobera already ready and waiting. Open arms.
Damn. That one's tough.
Next round, 100 Thieves are going to have rifles back. Round 18. The gap, pretty close still. 100 Thieves are making this one competitive, but they need to win this round if there's a chance of getting back into the game.
Not ideal.
And they're up against a Tejo Ultimate, which I think is going to be really difficult to navigate.
Gold, I think I
Master
might
might be
just
able to
do
play
this
for his
one
own.
solo today, since we're just doing the one match real quick. And then two, like I gotta dip pretty much like
right? You walk into
probably
A-main, you get ready
right
for an
as
exec,
these
and
are
suddenly
ending.
You're getting ulted.
We got my girlfriend and I made plans for today to hang out with some friends, so Once this stuff is up, I gotta dip out pretty quick, I think.
He's finally stepping past this here, finding a way to get through this one way. Very going to be hearing this. Salvo's forcing out the TP.
Yeah, it's only the Omen and the
Yoru
that are
we
willing
need
to
this
take
round.
space,
We
'cause they
really
both
need
have the
this round
teleports
here.
to be able to get out.
Paranoia's already gliding forward to the Armageddon on top of it. As again, Crash to try and get the hell out of there. Hunter's Fury. Asuna has to step forwards and up through mid. Askia gonna be disappearing. He's going to be winning a better moment of this one. That's PXS just offloading the no command to try and stay alive, but I don't think there's any chance of this guy getting a res in sight. 100 Thieves at a jump spot. Looking to apply a bit of a punish, I think, if they hear that sound cue. And
there's no way.
Oh, it's bait on the end of the stick. Guevara's going to be trying to go for it. It's through the box, though. Could get spammed. Lifted straight up. That's a Salvo's waiting for it.
Wait, you can revive that quick now? I didn't even realize you could revive that fast.
Once more. Racking up the deaths, adding it to the tally.
Here comes Boostio. He's got to be the difference maker.
Oh, to the side, he's not even anticipating it. He's looking in a completely different direction. And silence. So quick to punish.
Not even checking it.
Down.
Snaps to the heads.
Oh,
2 left to stand. 100 Thieves. EU and Asuna. Steel Garden. Why not? Layer it down on top. 17 seconds left. EU had to play out a line of sight for this, and you're committing the old time again. There's 11 seconds left, but maybe, potentially, a chance. Askia right from the side, right from behind. And it leaves it into that 1v1.
Asuna for the bread.
Asuna, just a peek, just a shoulder. Askia's looking for it, hunting for it. Weaving in and out. Time to be played.
Nice.
The shots fired. It's lead raining down. Asuna winning it out for his team in a 4-piece.
This guy's a beast. This guy's
Head scratches when he unloads the ultimate, but he saw the vision.
Huge round.
And Askia just drew an outline around Asuna there in the 1v1.
That got very scary.
Flying over the shoulder, through the legs.
We used a
Remember
lot
that it was
of
Asuna who managed to
util
dodge
and
the tail
ults
at the very
there,
beginning of the round too,
which
and then unloads his
isn't
own
ideal,
to swing with a
but I
classic
mean the
up towards
round is
Jenny.
huge.
He
The
might
round
have
is
saved 100
huge.
Thieves there.
Got you guys. I got you.
Oh, he's icy like that, chat.
Critical
Just said
round.
I got you. Just chill.
Oh, Askia, he's going for
Just
it.
chill
Yeah,
like
here's
that.
that drone. Potentially takes the time with the dash active.
This might not be good
This
though.
would be a crazy
This
place
guy
to
was
fall.
shooting
And
with the
at
outlaw.
time- At least he waited for a flash there from PXS. So he waited until he had a little bit more support. Wasn't as mad.
Looking like we're probably gonna go A here. Scary thing is Op is on this side.
It's a strange
That guy
buy
was
here
kind of
too.
shooting.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
He was kind of
Silence
shooting.
is forced. The rest have about 1,000 in the pocket, but LZ with only a sheriff to work with.
No
Askia
gold.
about
It
to be
doesn't have
tested,
anything to
think.
do with how much I
Mark
love
down.
you.
Lineups for every occasion.
That's not the
Who's just going to be
case.
flying forwards here with the salvos as well. It's going to be paving. Potential path fake. But the gate crash. Askia around to the side here. Cloud burst. Why not? Chance to go for another peek here. Plenty of bodies.
Oh,
but
he's
Blood's
so
gonna be
weak.
wrestling straight
He's
back
so
at him.
weak.
Bit of a handshake for it, and he's lucky to be alive at 21 health. Regen shield finally kicking in. Stack of these bodies up. TP's in a way, but broken in time. And it's 30 seconds left. 100 Thieves. What options do you have?
Where are you going?
No B main control. No
Oh,
mid
this
control.
isn't gonna. This
This is a
isn't gonna
mad dash and a
work.
scurry, an attempt to pivot into a different
This isn't
direction.
gonna
Where
work.
though?
And 2G.
Where can you go?
I don't even know, man. There's 18 seconds left. You've got to get a full run on. Knives out almost into this spot, and guess what? Reinforcements. Shoring up the defense. This is 2G, ready for it. Dark barely broken, almost through the wall here. There's 8 seconds left, and kills players dropping in all. They have to hard commit this. They have to hard stick it, and they get a plant out in the end. EU. It's a 1v3. 2 players locked into the site. 8
I
balls
don't
left.
know about that one.
All or nothing for
I
him
don't know
right
about
now.
that one.
Might be able to catch this angle here with a barrel pointed out. He's
Sees
just
the gun.
spotted the one
Oh,
player,
he
but
doesn't
doesn't expect Gobera to be off at that angle.
Chat.
11th round now for 2G.
What was the
What a
decision making
mad
there?
scramble that was for 100
We had
Thieves.
no time.
Realizing that there was a stack on A that they wouldn't be able to re-hit into. But no time on the clock. Askia's
Like
operator
I would have
was
accepted it if they went a
woven
little
in
sooner, but they
throughout
just
those
they
peaks.
waited too long. Like they
Using the paranoia.
at that point it was like we just have to
build the
commit
gap
and we have
afterwards.
to
Putting
give
Boostio's
in.
yelling in
Like
such a difficult spot.
damn, they're
That should
getting
have been
loud.
the round,
That's
I
not
think,
good.
that breaks the back of 100 Thieves. They would have to pull something incredible out here
Yeah,
to
and
win
now we have no
either on a
guns.
Thrifty or
Like,
the final
what-
3 rounds.
What was that?
All in a row.
Why did we do that?
No ults to work with on top of it. And the war chest running dry for 100 Thieves. Maybe do some damage this round, but 2G would be up to 12.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one was questionable. That one was questionable.
Really plan it out correctly. Online,
I mean, I do love my girlfriend. I do love my girlfriend, Destiny. You're not wrong.
Recon and salvos to clear out wine, and then as soon as LZ puts down that smoke, he could just walk into wine again. We've seen a lot of this kind of stuff where 100 Thieves use quite a bit of utility.
Great call, Boostio.
Oh, up to peak, they hear it jumping around. I think footsteps indicating quite a lot into this spot. Pre-fired attempted for the drone onto the corner. They got to try and break this one. Suppression would be a big problem. And even an ult being committed.
See, my thing is, if we know they have the op, and we're thinking about, hey,
everyone has to play out and wide.
Just try to not run into the op.
Going to be delayed on top of it, and that is the cherry on top.
The second you hear it, you have to just go. You have to get out. I feel like you can't.
This is the same round they ran.
You can't like sit and contemplate like, do we hit it?
Sorry,
do we
one
not?
person on site, the
you
rest
know,
B
it's
main,
like you just gotta go.
Smoke's propped
it is good we got bombed down though. EU and Cryo are both pretty
down
weak though.
B-main.
About half health.
EU. Waiting for the contact to be caught here, and that's a Hunter's Fury as soon as that attempt to flood straight back in.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god,
Cryo! What the hell? Just when you think they're out, Cryo comes up with a big round. A Thrifty from nowhere. Utilizing that lockdown, same as they did before.
I don't know what else to say about this guy anymore. Every time he does some crazy shit, I just say the same thing. Oh my god.
With this guy in your back pocket, 25-16.
Bro, it's wild because only one of them was a body. What do you say? What do you say about this guy?
11-11.
Just, oh my, I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. This guy's just a beast.
The money taking a tumble. That's a flash peek. Aggro play being called for by 2G, but it doesn't catch on to absolutely anyone. TP4 is off to the side. LZ, you're lucky. You got out of there scot-free.
Now we have to build off this.
There's that smoke.
Need this round win.
Kind of makes what Asuna's doing with his salvos less useful. There's a fight potentially on the other side. Oh, there we go. So utilizing a drone again.
Are they? Chad, is 2G going to be able to buy after this round?
And there's a very pushed up.
Like even if we win,
in B main.
Are they going to be able to buy after this round, or are they cooked?
Tackle it
if we win.
In hand.
Yeah, Askia's going to pull contact first.
I'm not good with like the econ.
Gobera's there to hit you with the left.
They will be able to buy. Okay.
Could easily get 1 or 2 from this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely need this. We need this win.
Of course, Dimensional Drift though is going to navigate all of that, and Gobera realizes it.
Yeah, the eco stuff is kind of
escaping it.
Like
evacuate straight towards the back of the site.
I feel like I kind of understand like the basics of it,
that's the run forward. That's a salvo. He's got a bloody util out in his hands. Lighting him up though. Off to the side. That's Cryo onto the cleanup.
Okay, Cryo.
Swiftly dismissing them all.
This time, Cryo doesn't get caught in the middle of his dimensional drift. He's in there.
This guy just locks in when it matters most.
Looked a tiny bit awkward, you could argue, with the crab walk spray.
He is icy. That's why his name is Cryo.
And he's helping them out in these awkward spots. His ult was absolutely imperative to be able to get past that 1-2 Bucky setup in B main.
Bro, that first kill, if that were me, I'm just like tracing slightly behind the guy the entire time, not hitting a single bullet.
So this is everything.
That's the difference right there. I would just be tracing right behind him.
They've got a slim favor to win this game.
Yeah, oscillating.
They used to say how much they go above the teams if they lost, but
because
they
the
took
game
away.
plan just wasn't cooked
Did they?
up
I honestly never even realized that.
On a thrifty, so
hey chat, this is crazy. It's 11-11 in the game right now, and we have 11 viewers in chat. Isn't that wild? Somebody make a wish. And it's the 11th of the month.
Crucial to 100 Thieves.
Nah, that's a sign, chat. I don't care what anybody says. That's a sign.
They need something big again, and they don't really have the funds to go for Askia's operator. That was causing a lot of issues to 100 Thieves when Askia was anchoring on site with it. They don't have that tool available.
All right, chat. Do the Thieves take this round here?
2G, I think the pressure's got to be pretty immense.
Asuna needs
You're a team that's
2 kills or orbs
into your
or a combo
as it stands,
of both to get his ult.
Cryo,
teams, but I mean, if he keeps shooting, he might get his ult again.
Really, since their entry into tier 1. Off the back of
I think that's kind of all we're going to be able to work with, though, unless some crazy shit happens.
Here, but 100 Thieves on the brink. It's fast. They're going to let loose out towards A main here. Deep knife Won't be timing.
2G is a
onto the
little
three as
closer
well,
to
so
some of
pushing
their
back and
ults.
away, but ensuring that he keeps Xander.
Still don't know if
He's
they
making a
would
lot
be
of
able to
noise.
get like multiple
Yeah, just
though.
trying to make it expensive here. As
I mean, I guess they
2G looking to
could.
claim some information, forcing them to use
They
utility,
could.
making them think that there's still reason to keep bodies stacked on the A side defense. But LZ's doing a good job of clearing all of this out, and it does feel different. There isn't that same usage of drone and recon.
This would
and
be a
salvos.
big
There
map
isn't
win,
all
knowing
of
that
stuff.
we have Icebox up
So you're
next.
starting to think that they're grouping up for a B split or a B pop.
Snapshot's not going to see much here. The big danger player's got to be Askew, though. He's tucked up tight to the corner. Last time he had Cryo's ult to try and clear this risky spot. What have they got this time? Drone from EU. Silence is
has
waiting onto the
everything set
sidelines
up over here.
just to
That
break that one. So
that wall is
supports
going to
it,
be
switch, but you
brutal.
have to think that someone yeah, okay. Askew is going to commit to try and get out.
And now Asna could play for the ult orb. He has. So now has Teo ult online.
Here comes the U-tilt flying forward here.
Beautiful
It's a
knife.
very good knife. Suppression
Damn,
across
that-
the board.
that's
It's 10
good.
players.
Pivoting again with 25 seconds
All the
left.
way up
Why
into
are we?
LZ.
Why are
This
we
guy
rotating again?
could be the danger player.
There's no way. I mean, he's still got paranoia.
Paranoia's reinforces and Armageddon committed. No smokes out towards tree here. Backs against the wall. Paranoia down as a darkness. Just lay it down on top of it. It's 2G attempting to find a way to path and paving the
Okay.
victory. 100 Thieves still thriving in the midst of all
Nice.
that chaos. They make the most of it.
This is why I don't call
Two mad
plays
rounds
for this
ending
team,
in
because
polar
that seemed
opposite
very
directions.
confusing to me. And look what just
This
happened.
one even less time on the
Look
clock.
what just happened.
Boostio makes a pivot.
Oh my god.
Ill-advised, I think, but what
Massive
other choice
round.
did he have?
That was
Four
big for
players
Asna
suppressed
getting
in
his
B
ult
main,
there.
But he makes the best of it and grabs 3 important kills.
Huge.
I don't know. Nice, boys. Let's go.
That's a
oh,
big round, Chad. That's a big round.
He's got to 20. 2G are working with Scraps, 100 Thieves.
How do
They're
they
the
never
team to
shoot the
beat here
clone?
on Ascent
It's
now.
like, have you seen that?
resilience that's rearing
Like
its
the
head
meme
once
that's
more.
the arc of
So
like,
when 100 Thieves play
you know, you
versus
have
Loud,
the people who are supposed to be like dumb
no matter
on
how
the one
dire
side, and then the
circumstances get,
people
this is a
who are
team
like
that at this point,
the middle, who are supposed to be just the average intelligence, and then the people on the far
this
right
spot
that are supposed to be
before.
like super smart.
gotta close it out
It's
here,
like
though.
the dumb
As you
people,
mentioned
people
as
like
well, Josh,
me,
never been a better
go
time forward
into
with the
ranked,
buy of
and we
2G.
just we just shoot the
Opens up
clones,
towards B main.
and we're like,
The clone to
I
trigger
don't
that
know,
wall.
I don't know.
Salvo.
I'm just
Someone's
shooting
gonna
it because I
come for
see
you to
it.
get the hell out of
And then you
there.
have
It's gonna
like
take a bit to chip
people in
damage,
the
I think,
middle
process.
who are like, oh,
Almost half of his health gone.
we're not going to shoot it because it could be a
Now for the
clone.
second wave of things.
And then you have
Wall's
people
been
in the
removed.
pros,
The team
they're
catches
just
time
like,
flood
I'm just going
all
to do
the
whatever the
way
fuck I
through.
want. Like, I'm
Random
good enough.
shots,
If I shoot the
anti-flash
clone, it is
players
what
were
it is.
critical
If I
into the middle
don't,
of that.
who cares?
100 Thieves are hunting for a little bit more. These smokes have faded, dissipated.
It's crazy,
Askia
like,
steps up to
I don't
that
know. I think
challenge.
they just react
Dismissal,
quicker to,
beheading
like,
of it. Boostio,
recognizing
no blind as
that's
anything, and a
clone.
quick peek in through the back. This is all set up nicely. 2G.
Okay, big win from
Finding their
Asuna.
way forwards.
Asuna
and
for the
finding
bread.
these
He's
kills
so
on top
weak,
of it.
though. He's so
Asuna
weak.
to 1v3. And they
Yeah,
are
not
rapidly
much you can
approaching his
do.
position. Dragged all the way. We are going to OT.
That's
This
my
is how
bad, chat.
2G ended up
I
getting
yapped
their
the
win over
entire
Loud.
round. I didn't yap the
Got
round
into
before
overtime,
that.
14-12 on map
So
1.
that's on me.
I was worried here that 2G were just going to let
That's
this
on
one
me.
slip completely. That's a nice little flash play. Silence playing out of position towards lane.
Damn, they did
making
all
sure
that
nobody
shit
can
with
spot him,
Guardians.
And then re-peeks back in. There was so many spots here where 2G let slip
I mean,
on
the
their
Guardian
defense.
is kinda
They
different,
lost thrifty
though.
rounds. They lost rounds with the
It is
time,
kinda
ticking
different.
down to only 10 seconds left on the clock. But they rallied in the 11th
Yeah,
hour.
Keegs, this
and
is
have sent us
crazy,
to
bro.
OT. Cryo has picked
This is
up an
this is
operator.
insane, insane map
So
one.
going for that force
Crazy
buy
way to
op,
start
which
the
means
series.
On the Yoru, no flashes, no clone to work with.
2 gate crashes. And a dream, basically. He's taking his time with the gate crashes on top of it.
Let's
Just
see,
waiting
they
for them
played
out.
A fake
played
of a
pretty
fast
well on
B split.
offense.
Smoke deep on mid, drone immediately, but they didn't break the alarm bot, so they haven't really showcased a real threat here.
It's a wall high committed. 2G looking like they want to end in the direction of A. It's a flash and a peek to try and coordinate. Salvo's used in response that cat and mouse game.
We do have
You can
all
use the mixed amount
the
of util.
KJ util on B,
Asuna has been using his drone on an early timing over here towards
but
Catwalk.
it looks like
now
they
it's
might
gone.
still
Salvo's
hit
gone as
A.
well, but the stun is massive in this
Oh,
spot.
this is
Flash rebound
Oh,
up towards
big
it.
win.
Asuna is going to try and hold it down. Rooted to the spot. There's a paranoia.
From his own team.
Exactly.
Nice.
Rooted towards the back there, jumping through the air. You will
Gets
not
two, that's
escape the
huge.
ire of Asuna. Quick to hunt
Oh,
you down.
nice.
Xander himself steps up to that mark. Challenges to be had all over the map at this point for 2G. They've only got 2 left to stand. Make it 1, make it none.
There we go. That's a great start to OT.
That's the kind of setup Asuna's been looking for the whole time with that cat hole.
Huge play from Asuna.
Throws out quite a bit of early utility, but keeps a stun in the back pocket, ready to throw it out and swing. He's happy to brawl. Kajisaskia dead to rights. Buying time for Xander and Cryo to reposition into high-lows on site.
Great round.
Nice! Fucking
Once more, the pressure put onto 2G.
Get amped up, boys. Come on.
Missing those.
It's all good. We're only human. But this is 100 Thieves now. On the cusp of taking away this opening map.
Tenko? Is that how I would say your name? Tenko? 2G is playing really well. Yeah, they are.
This series, and
that's what I was saying earlier. Like they don't look bad by any means. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
That wasn't where the shock dart was supposed to go. Straight to Cryo's back.
Next one's gonna be.
I mean, hopefully they don't, but I mean they definitely look more than capable.
Still gonna be there.
Unless you're saying Thieves.
Applying that pressure now, making them moves.
Or no, you said you wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
PXS is
hopefully the Thieves close this one out, but I mean,
LZ's on a bit of an island.
They have looked really good so far.
He's got no real help or support.
Gotta give him their credit.
Sort of util. Paranoia still being held. Already these players are starting to split all the way into him, underhanded with the flash as well. Sliders to Gold.
What the hell just happened there?
The Boostio. None the wiser, looking to the side, not expecting this one. LZ got that support that he was asking for. TP's around, Xander, an inclination as to where this player could be hiding, but it leaves it down to him. 13-13.
Wait, what just happened there, chat? Do we have any idea what just happened?
Play from PXS. Throws the underhand flash through there after getting 3 suppresses.
I feel like the way they change cameras, I'm like,
still just sends it.
I'm lost at
and
how.
And I think it's on EU to stop
like
that from
Cryo was just standing. He's just standing in the corner.
Position, but doesn't
and then
actually
the guy
swing
turns
in
and he's like, oh, this guy's
enough
not on my team.
Until 2 players are already dead.
Like what?
So he kind of missed the timing.
Okay, so he was flashed.
Left 2 of his players to die.
Yeah, that was really like everything
in that spot.
Switched so quickly. I didn't really know what happened.
Got it. They are still giving it out there.
Yep.
I don't think, again, you would have seen this team put up anywhere near as much.
Having a different jersey for the IGL would
they
go
didn't
hard.
Have that belief that
like
when
2G do
got
that?
tough,
Do
they could stick it out.
It's a different team.
It really feels
like they'd won a raffle to play on the stage in kickoff. Like,
well,
listen,
who has the different jersey
about it?
But this team. I don't know whether it's because of the roster moves or whether it's a different mentality culture.
That would be kind of fire though. That's low-key like
more like what you saw from them
like a libero
and
they really
have the one.
And I think you got to put some respect on the name of 2G
jersey.
To be capable of doing that. A lot of teams place in that scenario, those circumstances where
you're
losing your players over time. You're just waiting to buy time for stage 2.
I don't know if I realized that.
We've seen it from Fury and MIBR in previous years.
They peter out. They peter out. They don't get anything going. This is a 2G that is still fighting.
Well, if they show it again, I mean, they will show it at some point. I'll have to check and see.
Another glass cannon off to work with on defense
black.
Side.
Gotcha.
He's going to try to hold on to
his because the other ones have the black stripes, right?
And then post up in a passive position on A Heaven. But 2G, they have been faking a fast B split.
Of course, when I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, we go into OT.
I wonder if they just send it on a B split.
Of course. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. The all purple.
There's the alarm bot.
Yep, spotted that. Time to the corner already broken here. This is fast. Flash and a peek.
Yeah, they're moving quick.
Playing it forwards here. The pace increases. Almost unexpected here, but you're playing right into the hands of 100 Thieves. This is the kind of tempo they really enjoy. Dash forwards and across there into market. No real ground gain for 2G. They're quite
we kind of have him pinned now.
Thorns drop down. Smoke's going to be dissipating. Leaves an opening and it leaves a gap. 100 Thieves as
nice.
Defenders. Boostio doing side by side.
Nice.
This guy regaining that aura. Boostio tackling the 2-piece. Cryo TP's in through the back.
Oh.
Smoke in your face, shorty in hands. No one's going to be stepping past this one and just tickling, applying that pressure.
Okay.
And leaping
just run at him,
straight into their face.
Just run at him, kid. Oh,
that's exactly the kind of timing that 100 Thieves want 2G to be playing. That quick pace. It suits Asuna's drone timing.
All right.
It suits Cryo's
we need a big offensive round.
It suits the style that 100 Thieves want to play as well. There's a reason that 2G have been taking most of the attack sides criminally slowly. Because they don't want to be doing this.
Yeah, Tenko, it kind of, like, sometimes it does seem like that. Because, I mean,
Maybe
Cryo's
they could
just
try
a
fast play off the beginning and then slow things down.
huge
But you
game
can't pump
changer.
those brakes.
Obviously, like, I think you have to have plans outside of him, but I mean, the guy has 30 kills right now. Like, he's got the hot hand.
Aggressive peek in B main. This is it for the
these
map.
players is being held down here, but Salvo's, oh, it's just seen, I think. Farrell pointed out that's a drone going to be used to push him way away from the angle.
We do back him off.
Ice wall.
He's still playing real close, though.
Lucio sniffing up close to it.
He's still playing real close with that op.
Thieves. Oh, the reveal. One on dart duty once more. Uncomfortable territory for Askia.
What a pick.
Expecting the mid was going to be at least held down to a degree just by the wall. And Busio is going walkabouts. Incredible timing to be taken.
This could be tough. He's probably going to get double swung. Oh, never mind. KO walks off.
Slowly walking around the map. This is Silence just walking straight into his crosshair. Bustio is having a field day at this point. Cuts up the middle of the map, and now a series of unknowns circling through the 2G players' heads.
He's in cheeks right now.
What do you do into this spot? How do you clear this one up? They're looking lost at this point, and 100 Thieves are looking determined to close it out. Lovely return of the 5
Good
ILC,
trade, though.
but
good trade.
Straight back at you by EU.
That rock down.
This is it. 15 to 13.
Nice chat.
Going in the end, but for our opening map, it's 100 Thieves.
Boys locked in on that one. Slow start, but they rallied back, man. They rallied back. That was massive.
A 6-6 half is nowhere near what 100 Thieves would have wanted to open up Ascent. But they grinded it out.
Yeah.
And Bustio really found his own too.
You said hold my beer.
Some mad rounds. I mean, there was some.
Yeah, Tenko, that was a huge first kill from Bustio. I mean, first two.
But he got the job done. Had 3
he
kills
really
in
just
that
like snuck through
round.
Mid.
Made the play here in the final.
I hope they like re-show that, because I didn't really see how he was able to kind of like creep up like that.
The IGL
that was a massive
player,
play from
Bustio
him.
And Cryo. If this was 2G's best
yeah,
chance
2G is looking
series,
looking good. I can't lie, they look pretty scary. Like,
if
you wouldn't have told me that this team was a tier 2 team, I would just think that they're
pick for 100 Thieves.
playing really, really good, like for a regular team. You know, like I wouldn't think anything of it, but like knowing that they're a tier 2 team, it's like holy shit, like these guys are playing well. That was an insane play by Cryo, though.
Delivered up by these 100 Thieves players.
Back-to-back rounds,
a ton of momentum behind them now. We're going to be stepping away. GB and the analyst, that's of course breaking it all down for map number 1.
Massive map 1, though,
anywhere.
for the Thieves there. Now we got Icebox up next. We did look good on Icebox the other day when we played as well. So this could be a good opportunity to close this one out. Could be the perfect map to close it out here. Also, chat, during that map, we had up to almost 20 people in the chat. That's the most I've ever had. So I appreciate everybody who's tuning in, hanging out with us, watching the Thieves play. You guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all for real.
Que a gente teve de treino e fala tudo o que ele pensa sobre o jogo e tal. Eu sinto que facilita muito essa mudança minha como GL, me agrega bastante e eu consigo fazer.
They changed 2 players, including their IGL a few weeks ago, and they're still playing this good? Damn. Props to them, for real. Having a 2-person change is a big deal, especially if one of them's your IGL. Yeah, Keegan, I'm stoked right now. I'm juiced up. Tense map 1, but we get the dub. I mean, that's always a great feeling.
I've been here before, and I'm.
How we thinking the Thieves do in this this map 2 here? Like I said, we got Icebox. These look pretty good on Icebox. Do we got any predictions in the chat of score count? What we're thinking for this one? Do I want to see something cool? Yeah. I always want to see something cool. Icebox was clean last week. You're thinking 13-6? Okay. I like that. Pretty comfortable win there. I've never seen 2G play Icebox, so I don't know. Hey, Gold. That is pretty freaking cool, Gold. Hitting me with that prime sub. I could dap you up right now, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. You are officially the first sub on the Thieves Talk Twitch. How does that feel, Gold? How do you feel? That's pretty cool. The #1. So here's the thing, Gold. I'm gonna have to probably have somebody make me some, because I went to use the ones that I have for YouTube and they didn't work. They just like I didn't even get like an error notification or anything. It just straight up said they didn't work. So I think I'm gonna have to like have somebody make one. But you'll get one, I promise. It's not gonna be nothing.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I'll probably like hit up somebody on Fiverr or something and see if they can make a badge.
Unreal!
Oh, you wanted that first badge? Well, you got it. You got it, brother. You can try and help me with those? Okay, Drifty. Okay.
It was an insane map one of Ascent, and it was 2G's map pick as well. They were able to take away 6.
Are you keen on
that round 21? We saw Thrifty where
Twitch
probably gets a 4K, and it seems like there was a switch of energy right there. So can you tell me what happens after our round to bring it back and win
I might have
overtime?
to take you up on that.
I would say
I might have
honestly,
to take you up on that.
I think the attack half we played pretty well outside of like one round. I think that we just started very
Kalu's left Sen and joined like, Envy.
We just made a lot of bad decisions, to be honest, and I think that eventually, I mean, we know how the team plays. Like we watched all their film, and
I mean, Sen was just looking good. They just won that tournament.
Kind of slow to get to our game plan.
You need design practice.
So after 2-6,
yeah, I mean, I
called a timeout.
I don't understand like
focus on
some
the game
of
plan, understand what we need to do. I'm confident that he's going to call a great attack half, so I can burn my second timeout there.
All the
Twitch
emotes
ends up calling a great attack half. So I mean, worked out.
Sub badges and all that kind of stuff. So like, that's kind of the hard part for me. But
100 Thieves definitely needed that one. That led them to a
basically, if I could get
win,
like the same, kind of like a similar thing, if not the same thing that I have on the YouTube ones, that would be
what Coach Six was talking about, because you know, Mitch, we were observing very similar stuff. We were like, okay, we need these guns to get online. We need something to kind of change up here, and that's exactly what happened.
The game plan for 100 Thieves on that defense side is mid-round info, set Cryo up to be always in the right spot with that operator. To do that, though, you need your Teho, your Sova, and your KJ Util online.
Yeah, Boostio actually had a really good map.
And they lost the pistol. There was some really
compared to what we've
early
seen.
rounds, but once they got online, shots like this are set up by the Owl drone in mid.
We'd love to see that.
Set up by the Recon, right? 100 Thieves are getting
and then obviously Cryo, I mean.
They've got 2 drones. They've got an alarm bot.
Dude's dropping kills that you would get in a Call of Duty respawn.
But lets them know exactly what this 2G team are up to. If they run fast against them, they get stopped by the op with their contact play.
And in addition to
came in at the right time.
Power, finally, we're looking.
I don't know that you might be a little behind, babe. We talked about that a while ago.
On that EG run, it feels like it's been a while, maybe here and there last year, but not in 2025 up until this map. I mean, he even buried 2G at the
Tenko, you really want to watch the MIBR game?
That great lurk timing.
Is MIBR like good right now?
He was really fantastic. I mean, look at the differential in this game.
Are they like really good?
Versus what he's put up for the rest of 2025
The calling
so far.
was great. It's a very volatile game, so it can be hard to see him shine on the calling side of things. But yeah, that push up
turning point with Austin really
clutch. And he really
that was. I mean, that was a massive
as well. So it's great to see him step up.
That was a massive round
from him. They had to do though to stay competitive and keep those rounds.
He's got it, man. I mean, Austin has got it. I know we've had our conversations on his channel, but Austin, I still think he's a great player. I think he's had some struggles, but I think he's a really good player. The Thieves aren't just going to keep him just because, you know.
Stage 1 this year to last year.
Yeah, probably the second best team. Oh shit, okay.
Now.
Yeah, I'm not as like in tune with a lot of the league when it comes to Valorant.
And it's not just
like I pretty much only stick with 100 Thieves.
Sick. That one crucial, like 3K he got where no one on 2G could trade.
Oh, they're the ones who have Aspas.
Yeah, cool as a cucumber without a doubt.
That dude's good. I do know about that guy.
But let's actually shift gears, jump over to the other side
do
of
know
the field,
a thing
see
or
what's
two
going
about
on in the
Aspas.
2G campus. We have Dryad standing by.
I'm here with Faith ahead of that map 2 of Icebox. And Faith, that first map doesn't go your way, but going into the second one is an Icebox that you played against Crew. What were the lessons learned from that last week to make sure that you win today against 100 Thieves?
So we had a bad Icebox last week. We got like 5 or 6 scrims this week, and we have managed to fix a lot of problems that we had before. So yeah, we're ready right now.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you.
Would love to watch a rematch against 100 Thieves.
Now we did see.
I mean,
what happened to 2G.
I love watching 100 Thieves. So for me, it doesn't even matter who they play.
There's going to be some, wounds that still are quite fresh.
They stomped in my BR on kickoff.
Again,
well,
and we don't want to throw salt water into them because Harbour was
hopefully we can do it again if we do rematch.
Playing these flood retakes.
And they're like the only team that really does that.
I don't think there are many. Maybe Leviathan might be the kind of team that wants to
really
go for that. But yeah, I think
that far behind.
is like one of the few that sort of goes.
How were you that far behind? Did you tune in earlier and then that's just kind of like where it left off?
And we do need to see that raw crossfire power leverage.
Because I know YouTube's done that before.
The setup is great. We
Since
talked
you're
about
in the YouTube
pistol
chat
rounds here, but this was awesome the way they're anchored in that side, and they're going to have to do that as we go to Icebox. Setting up on that A side especially, there are going to be some fast hits that are coming from 100 Thieves surely. Yeah. They're going to have to be ready for them. I'm not sure what the tweak is going to be, but it's going to be another cryo duelist map. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that was them as well, winning on that second half. They lost the pistol, which is rare for them as of late, but then they eco immediately right back onto 100 Thieves. They're going to need to get off to a hot start again. They did against Crew on Icebox. LZ
all right,
straight
chat.
away, 3K on
I'm just going to throw this out there.
I need to see from them
we're at 90 followers on Twitch right now. If you're on Twitch,
but they weren't
and you're watching and you have not dropped a follow and you love 100 Thieves esports, I strongly suggest dropping a follow because we will be watch partying more 100 Thieves esports as often as we can.
Folks, the question is,
going to be trying to watch
this a map
all the Valorant matches,
just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
all the Apex stuff,
on the other side.
all the League of Legends, which I'm starting to learn more about. Call of Duty we do on YouTube. We can't watch that on Twitch, unfortunately. I would love to watch it on Twitch, but we just can't. And then, am I missing anything else? I think that's everything. How would I rank the esports I watch party? That's actually a really good question. I've never thought about that. There's definitely different ways that I could measure.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah,
how
we're
I
getting
would
into the
rank
action
them.
Momentarily as well.
If we're just ranking it purely on my personal enjoyment, Call of Duty's number one. I love Call of Duty. That's kind of what got me into gaming and esports and all that. So Call of Duty's probably number one.
To lock in a chance of making top 4 playoffs as well, which is a great opportunity for them. But there's that question, kind of just like hovering over
Rivals might have like jumped into second place just because they're pretty good.
To showcase something
like the Thieves team is pretty good, so like I've been enjoying watch partying them.
So this is an opportunity for
then
them
I would
to
say
showcase
Valorant because I understand Valorant more.
I would say the weaker side of the map for most teams.
I haven't really watched party Apex yet, but I feel like when I watch party Apex, that's probably going to be pretty good. So I would put
it's easier to get into good positions.
I would probably put Apex as last for right now, but that could definitely change. And then I'd have League of Legends as
tools to work with.
I believe
it's just tough to hold off big.
Just because I don't know anything about League of Legends, but we watched partied it the other day, and it seems like it could be kind of electric once you start to understand it. So that would probably be my tier list for all the stuff that I've watched party so far.
As standard as it used to be with Icebox, used to only see the one.
Penko, how did I start cheering for 100 Thieves? So I became a 100 Thieves fan through like Nadeshot, and I started watching him literally like the year before he started 100 Thieves. I started watching him on YouTube the year before he started 100 Thieves. And
although you get that with the Marsh.
Yeah.
When he started 100 Thieves,
well, with the wingman, they just like it.
One
of the worst aspects of Icebox
just kind of like got sucked in because it started off as just
it's like 50-50 whether we leave it in spawn and I'm solo
like
mate.
It's like apparel company,
no one wants that responsibility.
And I have always kind of wanted to start my own apparel company, and then obviously I loved gaming as well. So like, I just felt really attached to it, if that makes sense. And then ever since, like, I've just kind of stuck with it because of that.
Nana Storm's all detted up here.
Numi, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
Sounds going to be dropped here. They need to clear this
Number
guy
91.
Oh,
now we're nine away from 100.
Eventually, getting the job done there for 2G.
All right, we got to lock in here.
4-4.
Got to lock in here.
Here's that reflank. Creep and crawl in from behind.
One for one here.
No anticipation at all. Asuna up and over. Flash in your face. This is PXS
you get two after that,
redeem himself.
It's actually gone well for 2G.
Yeah, and now there's an option to pivot all the way over towards A.
That
was the
worked
A
out for
players.
them.
Go on, get a bit of a scurry on. Got to worry about mid.
Do we have a ghost? We do. EU has a ghost.
EU almost found a timing there to try to challenge them on the mid cross.
He did already get through,
Instead, he's
though.
getting himself into a position. So we're going to get a brawl. All they've done is swap the sites.
This position right here is going to be potentially
he has
quite
util
unexpected.
still.
The knife reveals, or at least towards the back here,
you
or
can't
into your
use it
face
now,
attack.
though.
And it's swinging through as well. Good coordination in the
Okay.
end. This is what it comes
He's
together.
the weakest
Damage
one.
done to the final
He's
player.
the weakest
Bustio
one.
has been handed a lifeline.
Oh,
It's getting cheeky with it. And just can't quite hit it.
He right-clicked and he still
5
has health.
HP,
He
the
was
difference
so
there
weak.
towards the end. I like what 2G
the
were doing
right click
with
is a
with the
scam,
orb,
bro.
Swinging out of it from multiple different directions.
The
trying to
right click is a
overwhelm EU.
scam. It's just roulette.
Almost lost the 3v1 with Bustio. That would have been a mighty pistol for him to get for the team. They did not think about the fact that when silence goes down, this flank is so open.
Oh, dude, how does he right click and the guy doesn't
should have won the pistol round basically just off that flank. It looked like they had 3
He's
kills.
so weak already.
But the reactions a tad too good.
We love losing pistol rounds. I mean, it's just, it's commonplace for the Thieves at this point, really.
Pretty similar to what he was doing in the previous series.
This guy, Askia, I mean, he's shooting with that outlaw.
Slowly, they've given up all of A main control. Given up the orb on top of it.
Are we just hitting a 4-man flank here?
I think a good sign to look forward to, as we've been mentioning, I think, is like
the play.
Running the Tejo, just a way to control pipes early on as the attackers. Deep dart against Bell.
Yeah, Tenko, that one was unlucky. That's the problem with right clicks.
Deny front A space is pretty important.
They're
in that
so unlucky sometimes.
At this point, it's like almost flowchart Valorant,
you could get 3 bullets straight to the head
and more on
just obliterate the other person, or you get 1 bullet that hits the leg when you're aimed at the head, and it's like it does no damage like that one just did.
Later on. Normally, teams will have a game plan for the first 5 rounds or so.
Gold, I want to say Bustio has 0 ice. You kind of got trolled there. Hey, King Glorp, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We're up to 92 now.
Let your IGL kind of work off
you guys are helping inch our way to that 100 follower mark. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate that.
Everybody going down with the ship. 100 Thieves just trying to deny this one. You don't want to let 2G build up any ults, and okay, well,
well,
that's really nice.
Yeah, wraps it from behind there. So now, what is it, 3 away?
Yeah, pretty close.
Askia isn't their main duelist.
And it's a good ultimate to get online early on.
Their main duelist is still a minor, so he can't play. Seriously? That's actually insane.
No beating around the bush.
That's
just
actually
as soon as he has 4,700 credits online,
get me the boom. If we lose this map, I'll eat 6 pounds of rusty nails. Wow.
He has
King
made
Glorp.
such
That's
a
actually
with this weapon.
Yeah.
That might take the cake for the craziest chat I've had.
Be a very wise choice of how slow
that would be
really playing into
that would be
rounds.
pretty rough.
At the same time, though,
so we need to win this. Thieves really need to lock in because I don't want you to do that.
Heading over towards A, really at all. Just trying to control
I don't
that
want
space.
you to do that.
Knife up and overhead. It's going to be broken.
I don't want you to feel like you have to do
for
that.
The defenders to contest
also,
this area.
Why would it just be this map? We would still have another map.
Cryo off the line.
We would still have another map to win the
really
series.
Passive defensive line with his operator, and 2G is starting to walk back into A.
I respect it though. I do.
Trying to re-clear that mid info. Jiggle from 100 Thieves. They're stacking this with a lot of bodies. They've got a bit of a read occurring. I think that's just from Xander with his B main control.
Imagine Cryo just pulls the trigger.
Yeah, drone
just
aims
aims slightly to the left and pulls the trigger.
You know this is going to be an A exec. Question is, can you hold it off?
A lot of angles to account for. Underhanded with the flash, at least for the first wave of things here. That's going to trigger the wall to go up, and that's another difficult one.
It's okay, I'll get tetanus shot
Cryo dropped in the midst of all of this one here. Askia is doing a
I mean, at least you're thinking ahead, you know.
Dash up and away here. It's left it into a 1v2 for 2G's bonus.
Damn, how did we let this become a 1v2,
Insert themselves into the positions. Silence. Head on a bit of a swivel here. There's a...
I might have to hold off on reading chat until the round is done because I always get so lost.
Turret on. Not even that catching the contact here. It's just the elbow bullets raining down and silence no more. Up top though.
Oh my god.
Anticipation and snap to the
that
side.
Snap would have been insane.
35 out for the dream. Here we go straight back to sleep off the back of that one. This is a bonus round conversion of 2G.
And they pick up the operator at the end as well.
up 2-1 against Carolina.
That was the round where Cryo had invested in a glass cannon op.
Dude, I was going to pick up Kenny on my fantasy team, and my brother picked him up. I was trying to trade my brother for Envoy, and low-key, if I would have just picked up Kenny and I knew that he wanted Kenny,
and that's why
I would have traded him Kenny.
Yeah, you have 4 players here, stacking on A. But can you actually stop a hit from coming through? It's the biggest thing that teams are struggling with on defense right now, is just stopping these A execs.
What are these bots doing, man? Coming in my chat saying it's dead and shit. It's wild.
Salvos, you can see, they were used preemptively to make sure the 100 Thieves couldn't play for an early orb.
Not a great start for us in this icebox here. But if we've learned anything from 100 Thieves Valorant, is they start off extremely slow.
Hear some rotates. He will hear these footsteps.
Yeah, presumably.
He might have just missed it, actually.
What a walk-in occurring.
Uh-oh.
Timing to be taken. Uh-oh.
This timing.
Oh, wait. Here is it. Scurrying around. Good with the crosshair placement.
So he's going to call the timing now for the rest of 100 Thieves to scurry across.
How does Boostio hit all of these damn
look at this by 2G.
shots with
proactivity is called for. They're going to be trying to fight all the way deep into Snowman. That's
I mean, he's just a beast. He gets another one, too?
But it's inside. It's LT. Defends through into the back there. Sheriff's in hands. Going to try and make it work. Boostio! Boostio! What is this? 1 bullet left. 1 player left to stand. 4 kills in the round. It's an ace on the cards. Wingman forcing the issue out wide. And there you have it.
Oh my
Stand
God.
up. Take a bow. Not too far though. You don't want to
he just kicked his chair across the stage.
He's tethered to the desk. He's popping off so hard.
What the hell was that?
Good.
That's a sick round though
this
from
guy's
Boostio.
insane.
It feels like he's found his form again.
Bro.
Got a bit of a freebie here on Cabrera to open things up, but then nice catch on
loose
Askia.
rifles, but he aces with the D. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro. This shit is crazy.
All 5 in the round.
Yeah, looking nice with it for the iBuyPower ace. Make sure you follow iBuyPower on socials and use hashtag.
Bro, also, this guy's got to have the longest
rewards and giveaways occurring.
Cord for his headset I've ever seen. This guy walks around the stage.
Now got his ult online to be able to play retake on one of these sites. So if they don't want to challenge super heavy over A main,
flash up and over that drop dash, Askia.
Yeah, Tango, Sim was the same. We start off slow and then we
pop it away, playing Cryo almost all the way back in here, but no one on.
It is what it
night
is.
duty.
You know?
Slightest of angles.
Maybe a bit overconfident there from Boostio, challenging on an angle without realizing that there was a player deep in mid, and now they've lost the lockdown. So no real opportunity to play A for retake, even though that's the setup that they're currently running with.
He's first blooded right after.
No command forwards. It's going to be spelling it out to 100 Thieves. Oh, and steady though by 2G.
Oh my God.
PXS is barely up onto that line. Whips it round to the corner. Full side control for 2G. Committal now, but they're not holding the top rafters. And okay, Asuna just walks all the way out. Little bit messy.
That movement
Askia with the trade. Instantaneous back and forth from EU.
Revealing area. And Cryo's got to think about here whether he wants to go forwards and commit the operator to this attempt.
And wants to play here. Bullet to the brain, just through the wall, and that's how LT surviving. Shock dart, ricochet.
Oh, huge.
Oh, tripped him out. That's EU. Lovely little play. As you mentioned, Cryo thinking about it, but listen, you've got to try and root out these players. Where could they be? Hiding in wait. Salvo's just buying all the more time. 2G happy to really just let them stew. Still now EU stick. And what a whiff from Gobera.
Dude.
Time has been earned. And a round has been won.
God.
Cryo just walks up all the way forwards, holding the angles for those peaks, but Gobera's got to hit that one, man. I don't think he quite realized how close Cryo was.
I mean,
but Asuna just walks it out on rafters too, with nobody paying attention.
W shock dart too. W shock dart.
Major missteps in this round for 2G, but 100 Thieves will love that. Especially after Boostio died right at the beginning.
Hold on, I gotta read
they give it to you. Everyone
Clifton's chat here. Sorry, a little delayed since I'm listening while mowing. But one Apex.
Long enough,
always try to follow streams and watch party every day on GS to let me know. Rival is so new and fun, Val. Even though
flash overhead on top of it, now you're gonna see it. Lockdown, drop down. An attempt by 100 Thieves to try and push it back
that's a fair order, Clifton.
Very early.
That's a fair order.
Hard committing. They've got bodies in here. There's 4 seconds left. You're all gonna get detained. Slightest windows to play in, but okay.
That's
what is that?
League. That's why League is lower for me, because I haven't seen much of it. But I think like once I start to understand it, I might get a little more amped up for it. I might enjoy it a little more.
Overstep yourself here. Let 2G play into you.
I mean, that was a weird one.
Yeah,
too,
Destiny. This is where the party is right now.
To break the
Twitch chat is having a time today.
As they were breaking
We're having a time in Twitch chat.
Weird interaction.
So 2G just wanted to send this round and unfortunately had to hit the cancel button.
Cryo, this guy.
Kind of an unusual spot.
This guy's got to be a thief for life.
And that's a thrash as the wall goes all the way up here. They're hearing it with the drone on top of it. That's a good suppression though. Cancels out towards
Apparently I need to make
not active boosting forwards, but anticipating. Hold on, backs towards all of it.
One
Still
of the memes
2G.
for Cryo. We are getting ran right now though.
Delivering an onslaught straight to the doorstep.
Running us
still
with stingers.
struggling to really get any sort of hold going. And again, Cryo with this operator playing retake into this spot. Unless Sander gets something done, if he finds a few easy pickoffs, 2G not in the habit of giving it away. Gonna have to give this one up. And they're gonna go hunting. 2G eager. It's blood in the water. They're chasing the trail.
That was a nasty shot.
They got money to chase. But at the same time, Cryo would be able to buy another op. So
I mean, when Cryo was on with the op, he's just like a different.
Where they stack the A
he's
side,
a different beast, dude. Like he just doesn't miss.
I mean, the thrash, sure, it doesn't really
when he's feeling
slow
good.
down
I
the
mean,
entirety of 2G, but they knew that A re-hit was going to happen on that timing, and they couldn't stop it. The defense from 100 Thieves has yet to really show that it's got that
I'm a huge League fan.
Power.
I am not a huge League fan.
They're getting caught out by just like one
I'm not
flash,
a huge League
and
fan.
the crossfires are not cemented in sight.
King Glorp, you're bronze in League and Ascendant in Val. I have no idea what's happening in either esports.
Even with lighter weaponry.
That's fair.
I mean, if I'm 2G right now, I'm thinking, hey,
Tenko, there shouldn't be a delay.
Repeatedly.
There shouldn't be a delay here.
Some serious rounds in this half.
The stream itself, I might need to 2 times since I'm on YouTube, but
the first line.
My stream there shouldn't be a delay.
Looking to see if they can secure a bit of space in through front A.
And it also just gives you information. You know, because you've suppressed Cryo, the operator's here.
Alarm bot out.
So time to be cautious.
Drifty, you got COD League, Apex, Val, Rivals.
A flash peek on top of it.
That's fair.
Not running a Sova, so they don't have the typical tools you
use.
I
feel like the
energy
of Apex, I think, will kind of make it a good thing to watch party, like late game and stuff.
I feel slapdash
but
almost.
I mean,
again, since I haven't really watched much of it,
EU to be wanting to play off his Sova ultimate in a round like
I can't really rank it high, you know. Same with League.
100 Thieves wants to take the fights,
but I think there's potential for both of them. They could move their way up. I think COD is always going to be my #1 just because.
And the Hunter with the flash again to try and get through themselves into the choke. That's Cryo cleared out. Hunter's Fury, it was primed. It was ready in EU. At least with just the one collection, 2G are not slowing down.
But the rest of the players on site are gone. Even though the Hunter's Fury connects with a couple of players, it didn't help Cryo or Asuna survive.
Shock darts. Lame to do a bit of chip damage, potentially even a kill as well. Second guessing himself into the moment, and that just okay, landed a little bit short. Still scared the bejesus out of him. So 2G not committing to the plan for now. Feeling uncertain in this timing, and it's given an option for 100 Thieves potentially. White swings and white faces. EU gonna collect that kill. Gonna collect it now. Just putting the pressure on a bit of an island. PXS just can't quite make out control into the round and lit up. Position noted of Askia. Quick cleanup.
Good round win there.
And the plan denial, the threat was more important there than the action itself.
Electric. Exactly. Like, that's why I feel like watching.
He would have got it down, but
Apex would be
impossible for him to know in the moment
lit.
that EU was going to slightly miss the shock dart.
Again, it's just something we gotta like get into it a little more.
Once you apply this amount of pressure to the planters,
that was a big round
you get to a spot where there's like 15 seconds left and they can't hold rafters. They just have to be putting all of their effort, all of their resources into getting the plant down.
Oh, it's so easy, I swear.
We like that.
3-4
we like
down
that.
At the moment.
Use confidence.
It is that easy. They need to demonstrate it with a string here. They might have cracked the code, but Cryo and Asuna still played in very committed positions that round.
Yeah.
If you're going to play off and play the plant denial, you kind of want them to be playing.
The fact that it's only 3-4 in this map seems kind of crazy. I feel like we've already been on this map for a while.
That pit's going to be dropped down. 2G, stray bullets. Praying for the connection.
Maybe it's just because we've been yapping.
The 2G have gone for this B side default quite a bit, where they put a bit of pressure over towards B and then they walk back into A. And Cryo's going to be hoping they do something similar. Instead, though, for the first time, LZ calls his team up Tube, and the Pied Piper leads them forwards.
We know they're in 2
now. Dart, I guess the acknowledgement, EU. Couple of shots now. This is shock darts all up the gut of the map in through Kitchen, but heads on a swivel, not anticipating that Boostio could already be here to receive them. Flash forwards and around as 100 Thieves calling for the fight and the refight. The reaction of 2G is even better.
Nice,
Xander. Round.
Give me another.
Yes. And locking it all the way down. Kitchen is his domain.
Cryo's went off of knives as well.
Spike dropped, lost in Kitchen. Silence left to pick up the pieces. Knows roughly where Xander is, but there's so many micro adjustments. Cryo on the angle.
Yeah.
Never gonna let Silence walk under Tube there.
Cryo gets his ult now.
That's the kind of team fight brawl that 100 Thieves want to go for. It looks so chaotic. When Boostio sticks around for
Week has the
5
B stream.
full
This could be
seconds
the
taking this
unofficial
fight,
B stream.
you're like, mate, what are you up to? But it's because
that would be kind of
he's
crazy.
buying time for Asuna for Xander to get into position to fully scrap.
I think the thing for me though is like I only watch 100 Thieves. I only watch 100 Thieves stuff. So like,
we all got down in 30.
if we got like last weekend, every Thieves team played. I was trying to make sure I watched all the Thieves matches when I could.
Especially on a map like Icebox.
Also, can I just say, I have Twitch alerts on, like, to show up on the screen. I don't know why they're not. I don't understand. I've gotten to the point where, like, when I go into Stream Elements, like their website, and I set up alerts, they just straight up don't work.
Timeout out of 2G.
So, I don't get why that's a thing, but
to be honest,
I apologize for everybody
now.
who has followed and or subscribed, and there not being
a round 6, but other than that,
notification on the screen. I don't know why it just doesn't work.
Yeah, there was a Boostio ace in there.
I literally went through one day
also,
on an off day and was setting all that stuff up.
One round that I can remember,
and apparently it just doesn't. It doesn't work. So,
I mean, I think.
Sorry about that.
I think back to A leaning defaults seemed like it would be the right decision for me, but maybe they don't want to go for that on the eco as well.
Official esports T stream.
The guns now for 2G. 4-4.
I think what would be crazy is if at some point I got to be like an official 100 Thieves like watch party stream. That would be kind of crazy. So it's like, you know, anytime there's a LA Thieves or 100 Thieves esport to watch party, we just hop on and we got that thing going.
Yeah, just trying to go for the win in the round. Cryo's the only one home.
That would be pretty fire.
Here's the drone,
I can't
and
lie.
it forces him back out and away.
That would be pretty fire.
It's not the best tool for the job again, like I was mentioning, for clearing out an Oppa. 2G aren't running a Sova for that job still. Similar positions. Cryo's been playing
like it's going to be an A hit here.
Dash still available.
I don't think we've seen Asuna on top of screens. He might get first contact.
And he does. He spots all of them here, but still rattling off with the shafts.
Nice.
And flick of the wrist. Micro adjustments. That's a shorty in your
hands.
God,
he's running at him.
Going hunting. And listen, it's going to get his reward.
He just ran out.
Askia cleared out.
With the shorty.
Proactivity, taking the fight straight to them. And as that wall drops, open sight lines and open access to the head of Silence.
I like that defensive
setup. I know, right,
setup.
Keegs? That would be crazy. That would be like a dream.
At the Viper wall. And that then gives Cryo a timing to peek out himself. So it's not actually the Oppa taking first contact, which I think can sometimes be a bit of a bait on this map.
I got all the Thieves gear. I'm rocking the new drop right now.
Kind of allowing Asuna to play Cryo.
Girlfriend and I are sharing this hoodie since it saves us a little bit of money.
Like a ninja, huh? Go fuck the site.
This drop was actually really cool. I can't.
It's a good way to play it. This is the round we were talking about Alpha 2G.
Yeah,
built up a string of ults.
They're moving it around, so they're just looking to play a retake, leaving the Killjoy utility here as a little bit of bait, basically.
All right. Asuna's two away from his ult.
By the look of things. They're anticipating
same with EU as well. So.
Yeah, this is going to be layering it down towards the back. Booster is just out wide into the open here. There's no retreat available. Not when that util is going to be layered down into that particular approach.
Lucio did deal some damage
saved
though.
The ult, so now he can use it to stop the retake of a util.
Yeah, it's going to be it. Flooding out.
Nice.
Forward here, Askia though. Quickly dealt with. Pit's going to be dropped down on top of it here. It's a big
from
all round
there.
for 2G to commit the lockdown on top
things
of it.
up for this retake.
Gonna be quick onto the flank now. Just trying to buy a bit of time alongside Asuna, see if they can put a bit of a pinch on towards these 2G players. Dart, no reveals. Now this one's forwards here, 2G.
We're gonna have to go, though.
Written across the map in terms of where these players' positions are, because 100 Thieves do have them surrounded, but getting into the pit is another thing entirely. You just spotted it. Silence. Peeking up and over. This time you got to hit the go button.
Yeah.
A 2G just like
tough.
that.
Not much you can do with that Viper hold up. Makes it really hard.
They didn't even have to use all of their ults there. The Tail completely caught Boostio on site, so that's a great pick. But then
wait, Clifton,
nobody
that's actually a
found
really
inside
good
of
idea.
that Viper's pit.
That's actually a really good idea.
There is an element of just rolling the dice in a round like that, though. I mean, if you happen to catch somebody with a dart, then maybe you can snowball into something. If you get some lucky spam and predict the corner that LZ's playing in, maybe the whole round goes differently. But as it is, that one was pretty easy for 2G. Get in, get the Viper pick, get out. Now we get to see
used to manage a fan base account for
save.
Oh, was that the
really wanted that
Thieves
and they made sure there was 0% chance he was getting the Thrash online.
You like to do it again with the Thieves?
Salvo's in the snake point, forced to
it is fun. It's hard when there's a lot of
break this with Mosh and Shock.
A lot of stuff to cover.
See if they've got something for it. Mosh rebounds. Nanoswarm as well off to the side.
They use 3 ults, they can have it. Yeah, you're right.
Well.
That was a lot of ult usage there.
Just in case. Nice also going to be dropping though momentarily, and here comes a different sort of test. Trying to step up into the firing line as a blast through, and Asune's running and gunning, trying to roll back the years back to 2022.
Just ran at him, bro. Precise gunplay, my ass.
3 kills in a round for him.
Holy.
Askia. It's going to be not long for this world. Honestly, with Xander right there behind. Position noted. Spotted out. Discipline now played. And there it is. Time to be taken here for round 11.
He did take down Cryo, but
getting the advantage now. 1 round lead.
We're able to pick up the op.
And I think at this point you could already talk about how much of an
team from South America, from your country. Oh, okay.
They have got the read on it right now. Asuna's drawing so much attention
Rocker and
away
Ravens
from
going
Cryo.
at 5.
Cryo's hitting every shot, and then they've got the flank immediately as well. Xander and Asuna were right there in the previous round, and this round, Xander instantly on the flank again, just as that insurance policy.
Boostio's 11-9 right now.
They completely understand what 2G
He's leading the team. Cryo 10-5. We love that. Asuna's having a slower 1-4-9
It should be a very one-sided half.
But I mean, at the same time, there's only so many kills to go around.
Cryo might get a bit of action as well coming his
7-5 half would be nice.
Posh didn't push back just from the knife alone. They're getting a
run
on.
Oh, huge.
Boostio doesn't care, man. Using the Thrasher, set this one forwards. It's just a one-man army. He's got
Boostio don't give a fuck.
Laying on from the side. Stunned up. Matters last. And the one who ends up going down in the midst of it. Boostio. Boostio.
Boostio with the 4K.
It's a 4-piece. The seal up. First half of Icebox here. And a 7-5 finish now for 100 Thieves.
Boostio
As you
so
mentioned
far.
as well, Josh, listen. It was a pistol round and a bonus conversion of 2G, and past that,
I feel like
not too much more.
No, just dominance for 100
He's looking
Thieves.
good right now.
He was right when he said that it was easy
right
apparently.
now.
And look at this round. This round is vintage 100 Thieves. They are just running it down.
You already have the logo for the Thieves account. You just need to find the time.
Boostio taking
yeah, honestly, like that's
Outfragging
kind of the hardest
by
part.
50% as well
like,
in this
is
half.
how much.
He looks good.
Like time and effort.
Really does. You don't
you
expect
have to
that
put
kind
in
of
for it.
aggression.
I feel like
100 Thieves, they thrive in it.
I mean,
So
honestly,
like
like
as well. I'm going to see on the other half as well just how this map.
I have times where like I feel like I'm not putting in enough effort for like the whole Thieves Talk stuff, but also like not that it's any of your guys' problem or worry, but like I've been dealing with a lot of mental health stuff too that I've been trying to like work on at the same time. So it's just kind of like that kind of comes first, you know. Trying to make sure I'm good mentally. Boostio is back. Man, I'm hoping so. Boostio is looking good. He's looking good right now. I can't lie to you. But yeah, Clifton, that idea is actually really good though. That red zone-esque idea. That is a really good idea. Health first. Yeah, I agree. I think mental health, physical health, all that kind of stuff should always come first. But it's hard for me, like, just because, you know, when I'm doing this Thieves Talk stuff and, like, especially on YouTube, like, we have a couple members, like, you know, now Gold just subscribed on Twitch. Like, if we get to where we have more subscribers, like, that's one of those things where, you know, I'm like, I have a standard to uphold. I have to do well for the people who care. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes that's like, it's a good thing. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about that. That's a really good thing because it helps motivate me and it helps push me. But sometimes, like, when my mental health stuff is really bad, that makes it hard because I'm like, damn, like, I feel like I'm letting these people down. You know what I mean?
A team with a ton of aggression and confidence, especially if you
but
only looked at that
we're making progress. We're taking steps and all that.
Again with a lot of pace and aggression.
Appreciate you guys for being understanding and, you know, supporting anyway. It honestly means a lot.
Tangle, trying to see if they can wrap up some of these players, potentially taking these fights, overstepping themselves, but dash back to safety for 2G.
I was about to say, Boostio better have that deagle in his hands.
5v5, LC.
He better have that.
Here's the wall going up. Uses the orb in response.
Oh, we saw him.
Just the shoulder being peeked out wide here. And still, just eager to take the fight. I mean, Xander's taking that alone. There's no follow-up in the end from Boostio. Scrambling now to see if they can
really
at least
just like
potentially
running
get that
it
kill
down.
as well. Putting that pressure and applying it to LD. Maneuvering his way around and a fight to be taken all the way forwards. Zasana, he's called for it. Collection of kills potentially, but rattling over the Sheriff. You're missing almost every single shot. Silence. He's now caught, dropped down. EU knows it.
Nice.
Ready and waiting now. Precision is called for. Gobera has cleaned it up though.
For the bread.
Cryo trying to play this one lightly. Revealed, spotted out here, and now the fight taken together. This is 2G.
Damn.
Another pistol round win.
I feel like we might have been a little too aggressive on that.
So many spots where it could have gone the other way. I mean,
seemed a little too overzealous
there. It looked like 2G had potentially lost the plot there, but that opening kill ended up being remarkably important with Xander falling early. You saw the idea in the pistol round for 100 Thieves. They're trying to fake a bit of A pressure, get a double lurk going, punish the solo player that gets left to watch over towards B. They just didn't quite have the coordination between Boostio and Xander there. Boostio got pushed back by the orb as Xander swung to take the fight. Cryo locked in a corner to try to finish off a 1v2. So that pistol starts to get too.
We need this one. This is the round where Boostio would pop
off,
like, right? Like
this,
how this trend has been going. This is the round where Boostio goes crazy with the Sheriff.
Getting still not going to be broken this time for 100 Thieves. Still, it's a pop flash play in a peak. And I set Gobera up, and he's going to get his wish with the fight to be taken. Boostio is on one today.
He's feeling it.
What I say.
Head's peeking out up and over towards the top here. This is silence.
I mean, it was only one kill, but that was a pretty nice kill.
Trying to dismiss this one. 100 Thieves are just taking the fight to them regardless, and a rumble of the footsteps. Putting a squeeze onto the backside players. LT's trying to make the most of the chaos, but he ends up falling anyway. A lot of damage taken into the process. Askia has been left into, dare I say, an unwinnable spot and scenario. It's going to be left just to him, and he needs.
He's been shooting with this thing though.
Mistakes from 100 Thieves. They're not in the habit of making it possible, but that's a snappy one. Straight to the dome. Cryo gone up top. He's finding info. Here's the dash. Here's some space.
Austin on the zips though.
Again, sneaking, crawling.
Austin on the zips, man. I mean, we've seen this story so many times.
Asner on the ropes on Icebox.
This guy on the ropes is just a
different
breed. You can't stop him.
I thought there was a chance that Askia could have done that.
All the game logic of precise gunplay goes out the window for Asuna when he's on the ropes.
But you are never pre-aiming randomly in the middle of the ropes.
I see Asuna on the ropes. I'm like, GG.
Just so well played, I think.
He's the only guy, I swear.
And 100 Thieves rip it away immediately from 2G.
Like, he's the only guy that does
Pretty similar to what we saw in Ascent, actually. Both teams having a little bit of a struggle.
But it is pretty much only on Icebox. He doesn't really do it on.
He's had so much confidence and aggression.
Split, I feel
on
like.
The eco round. From Boostio's start to the way that Cryo snowballed it forwards.
There's less ropes on Split, but still.
Deep drone, a Salva's attempt of a punish there. Definitely causes EU to cancel it out.
There is an angle over here from Boostio to PXS.
Their Viper could be on a deep lurk.
Yeah, looking for each other's heads.
And the call made by 100 Thieves here. It's going to be slowly walking up. Now some util to reveal their hands. Dashboards on top gen, a bit of damage. In through the wall, players are lined up.
Okay, 2 dead. 3.
Cacophony of util is all going to be used as well.
Nice.
That way forwards.
That looks really nice. Very well coordinated from 100 Thieves. If you're given that amount of space at the beginning of the round, they're just going to dump everything on your head. And Asuna even has the Thrash online for the next. This is how momentum builds.
Definitely.
Nice.
Sharp.
This is how belief builds.
We
I
love
feel like
that.
they do it all the time.
We love that.
Wyatt was talking about it on the desk as well. This team will give you the highest of highs, lowest of lows, and all the time string you
who
along
does
to
play
make you
after
believe.
this?
We haven't really seen the super low lows from 100 Thieves today. Some wonky spots at the beginning of the first
I
map.
didn't see who it was. I
once they
haven't
kind of
really paid much attention to
got
it, to
things
be
online
honest.
in the second quarter, they've been firing.
Chat, do any of you guys know who plays after this for gold?
But my eyes are on the Thrash here and the idea
Gold
of what
is
they've
asking.
got to go with it. I lean over towards B, and it's
I
only
feel like
LZ.
I saw it, but I don't
IGL,
remember.
Player who's been performing to an exceptional degree individually, but he's asked a lot of in this spot. Wow. And a double lurk mid.
Yep. All the way forwards. That's put the squeeze.
Down.
There it is. It's a bit
11
of a pinch.
G2. Okay.
Lamot's going to be revealed.
Thank you, chat.
Xander, not to be lurking late
so
like
good.
that. Fade and switch setups that are occurring out through mid as well. Fight is called for and it's taken. 100 Thieves not one to really step back here. Maybe lack of caution might punish them. EU though, did he expect this? Doesn't look like it. This guy is running a mockery right now in kitchen. Good luck clearing him out at this point in the 2v3.
Guy is weak.
Second wave of things here for Thrash, and an attempt to take that timer as well. Detainment onto the last. It's an inevitability at this point. Getting a run on, toying with him. Up and over the top.
Nice.
Cryo.
From the top row.
Execution style. 10-6 now for 100
That's
Thieves.
just
At this
cool.
point, it's not even a question
That's
of
just
really
cool
like his
from
mental
Cryo.
on their sides. They're fully in control.
Yeah, they are. And that round is straight out the playbook. It's so similar to the pistol. Remember what they did on the pistol?
love
3
that.
players go over towards A and you get a double lurk going, trying to get the punish onto LZ on B. Well, this is the opposite of that. 3 players with a Thrash go towards B main, and you get a really fast timing through mid from Boostio and Xander. It's well crafted, completely catches 2G off guard. They're expecting that to just be all 5 players.
Damn,
or
that
maybe
guy's staring
a
into
full
my
one with
soul.
a late backstab. The timing and the fact that there was 2 in
That guy
mid
was
there
just staring into my
just
soul.
ruined 2G's defense. That's a great round to pull out.
Their
at the
second timeout
perfect
being
time,
called here.
and it crushes 2G's economy.
We
and
still have
basically
both our
any chance in
timeouts
this map.
too.
I mean, 2G would have to pull so deep here to get back. 100 Thieves in control.
This has actually been a really good series.
Have to be last-ditch efforts from 2G. Down 4 rounds, your timeout taken, used up. You don't even have guns to work with in this round
forgot
here. It's
to
a
tell me to
half-fight you're
move
going to
my
be going
cam?
into. Hard work's realistically going to be starting onto
Is
the
it
next, unless they
in a
can
bad
cook up some
spot?
sort of idea.
I moved it.
When weapons are weak, play to gain an advantage.
Is this side the Thieves side?
And they're going to need some.
Oh no,
big
I have it on
individual
this side,
stuff. And at the moment,
so
all
that
the
way we're not
individual stuff is
blocking
going
the
away with 100
Thieves.
Thieves too.
The Thieves names.
But it's pretty easy to be in a good
Because I had it,
spot when
I had it
all
on the
ideas
left.
are working.
Yeah.
But if it's on the
today, today I think has been defined by Boostio. Like some of
it
the stuff
covers
that he was
the-
calling on
what do you
Ascent,
call it?
but especially
The
here
mini-map.
on Icebox. Plus the individual.
Is this
formula
not a
guide.
good spot for it?
I just think back to the conversation that he and Zix were having about finding his role on the team.
Sure.
Valorant is hard,
Trying
I feel
to
like.
get away from being as supportive of a player.
My ult's ready.
Because
Being back into a
something's
spot
going to
where he
get
can take
blocked
fights
off.
and feel confident
I
about
feel like.
himself.
A blade storm in hand for Cryo. It's not going to be looking to slow down here. It's a lot of Utah going to be used. Preemptively here, under Hunter with the flash. PXS does need to be careful. 2G lying in wait here. Trying to make another go, I think. Snakebite up and over towards the
Is it
top.
just
Salvage
above?
just about too late
Then it
here.
covers the
With
kill
Outlaw
feed,
in
no?
hand. This is Cryo making the most of it. He knows he's up against a weaker buy. And now he's going to try and seal this one
See,
all
then
the
it
way
covers
up.
the kill feed. That's the only thing. I don't want to like
Four-piece.
fully cover the kill
Eco
feed.
kills racked up all the way.
Race it to the spike site.
He loves a good few eco kills on
He
this map, doesn't he?
does.
That gets him to 20. 20 kills, 7 deaths. And I think Boostio's got reason to be annoyed about that.
I don't
'cause he's
even
now
feel like my
overtaken
camera's
the
that big
scoreboard.
right now. I feel like it looks pretty small.
Right, he just looks so clean in these kind of spots, doesn't he?
Only if it's a
Knows
huge team
exactly
fight.
how he wants to play
You mean like that?
with the outlaw and the knives.
Okay, if that's better, I'll
100
leave
Thieves
it.
pull
I'll leave it there.
another strat out of the playbook by the look of things to try to completely boom 2G's defense. 3 people walking down mid on a fast timing without popping the Vital.
Well, Torrent's going to be catching most of that one. Should be forcing a reaction from 2G. Definitely there's some level of uncertainty. Meanwhile, through B main as well, LZ has got to be that playmaker.
rough corner
Man
here.
to clear. Rebounds.
We'll get it cleared, though.
Snakebite forced out.
Boostio's kind of through here, though. PXS has got to keep an eye on this.
Nice.
Bullet goes through the eye.
And he's on one. And LZ feeling like he has to step up, maybe risk to be taken to see if he can even this one out all the way, but he is hard committed into this spot. And what is that?
You always get one from Asana, but I thought the rope clutch earlier was the one.
I hope he's cleaning that horseshoe.
That's disgraceful.
I'm sorry, what? This
Thieves,
guy is
man,
jump peeking and getting a
He's
headshot?
getting silly with it.
You could make a frag movie in the past few years of shots like that just from Asana.
Plan, no denial, Askia wanted to step up, potentially the posture.
This guy knows something we don't about Valorant. I swear.
Full awareness from Boostio.
He knows something we don't.
Relentless. He's unleashed. He's on a bit of a heater. You can tell how eager he is to try and take this fight. Jump spot on away.
He's trying to get a
He's
kill like Asana did.
He's trying for it.
That's what I mean. If that was Asuna right there, he might have got that kill.
Oh, hello. You got to be aware of that one there. Boostio eventually
3 on the round for Boostio.
Gobera no choice now but to scurry away, save the gun for a rainy day. It's only
one
rainy
off his
days,
ult.
to be honest, for 2G.
EU has his, Xander has his as well. And then Austin is only 3 away.
Cannot figure out a way of stopping what 100 Thieves are doing, and it's so different to the previous time we saw them on the attack side. It is so mid-focused. Boostio's doing so much stuff with double
game
lurk
point
on the
chat.
pistol. 2
We're
through mid
game
on the
point
bonus.
chat.
3 through mid this round. And he breaks the turret, allows
Do I know
himself to
what
get
else is
inserted in
small?
the kitchen, and then he's a menace.
I don't know if I want to know the answer to that one.
And what is PXS doing even if he doesn't die here? He's just letting his team know, oh
Can't
yeah,
make
guys, we've
yourself
lost the
the
whole of the
crosshair.
middle of the map, by the way.
Wait, what do you
There needs to be
mean?
a
Like,
reaction somewhere else. But 2G today looking a little too slow.
oh,
Not quite
Xander
on the
did
same
pop his
level
ult.
of
You're right.
100 Thieves.
You're right. You're right. Good
12-6. 6 chances to close things out and come away with
Boostio
a 2-0
height, get your mind out of
that
the gutter.
throws
My
100
bad,
Thieves into
Brad.
playoffs.
My bad.
Have an inclination as well to 6 chances. Might not even be needed for 100 Thieves at this point. Pit's going to be used here. This is preemptive off the,
Okay, they
the
do
sound
use Pit
cues
on
and
A
it's
pretty
thrown
early
at bats.
here.
Clears out most of the way through B main, but that Pit
Ooh,
is
good
pushed
counter
back
though
entirely here.
with the KJ ult.
Lockdown, nothing to push this one away here.
Oh, they
Wingman's
got
gonna be
him.
broken
They
in
got
the midst of all
Wingman.
of that. So you do have to respect it. Integrity of it all going to be dropping, and Pit stays up, I believe. Not quite going down into the time, so 2G can use that to try and play their way back in.
Okay,
but
Asuna gets
way
first
ahead of the
pick.
curve here. Now the Armageddon. Lay it down, roll out the red carpet. 2G trying to make the most of it. Up from the high ground, though, it is the Hunter's Fury.
Nice.
Supplemented perfectly. And 13-6 is the finish to the 100 Thieves.
There we
put on that
go.
map and the series
There
to
we
lock
go.
their placement in the top 4.
What a win. GG's, chat.
After the first half of Ascent, everything looked amazing from 100 Thieves. I mean,
Hey,
they were out here
Clifton,
completely
did you
running the
call,
game.
who was it that called?
And their
Thieves?
performance on Icebox, they fixed up
Thieves,
their
you
defense.
called it 13-6. I was going to say,
Superb
someone
rounds of
called
being able to shut down what
13-6. I
2G
didn't
were
remember
going
who it
for.
was,
And then that
but
attack side calling
you were
for Boostio,
spot
I
on.
love that.
You were
With the
spot
crafted
on.
setups,
I almost said
the
something
Ziggs
about
are giving
it
him to
in that
open up
last
the
round,
half,
but
and
I was
then
like, no, I don't want to
The
jinx it. I
adaptations,
want to let it
the
ride. I want it to
mid-pressure
happen.
was all beautiful.
That's actually a crazy call
Boostio
from
finishes
you.
with 300 ACS after being pretty much top of the scoreboard on
Does
Ascent
it,
as well.
Drifty,
from
I
what
thought
can
this
remember.
guarantees us in
The
Toronto,
revival
doesn't it?
tour. You remember this guy playing almost
what
every
is
game
it?
in kickoff?
People were suspecting he needed to shave his head again.
What is it that they were like?
No. Return in form, not quite.
New
'Cause I saw
Boostio.
like the Thieves
No, he's
posted
playing
something
so well.
New Boostio, old Boostio.
about like qualifying today, I
Yeah,
thought.
kind of like a
Just
return
playoffs?
back to
Oh,
old
okay.
Boostio, though. He really
Yeah.
looks like he's
So
on the same
I was
form he
wrong
was
in my tweet.
2023.
Whoops.
2-0 is a
Whoops.
beautiful finish here for an 100 Thieves squad.
To
where
try and make Toronto.
we're
Gotcha,
looking for success, to be
gotcha.
honest. Start of this year,
Well, at least we made
we
playoffs,
all know,
though.
just how upset
At
I
least
think
we
the
made
fan base
playoffs.
was.
That's
Look at this
massive.
roster in terms of
So,
expectations that are laid on
we are
these
happy
players'
about that.
shoulders.
And today,
We'll wait here for
there
this
is-
interview.
I mean, we were
And
talking
then
about
once
it
they do the
earlier on.
interview, we'll
A lot of
hop
the games
off.
this week look like they have a very heavy
But
favorite
before
to play
people
for
start
Ascent.
dipping out of the
But
chat,
in
I
reality,
appreciate
we saw
everybody
that
who
Ascent
tuned in
was
today.
winnable
Today
for
was
2G.
probably
There
like
was a world where this
our
goes to
best
3
stream
maps,
viewership
and
wise
something
and
funky
engagement wise.
happens.
So I
But
appreciate
100
you all
Thieves
for
shut it
being
down.
here.
Any chance of that, they
If
made
you
sure
haven't
that they
already,
didn't
like I
walk
said,
away
and you're a
with
big
victory.
Thieves fan,
These-
don't forget to follow
these
the
spots
channel
where
so
you
that
have
way
an opponent
you get
should be
updated when I go
do,
live
they make
for
all the
more of
difference in
these
being able
watch
to make it through
parties.
to stuff like
We watch
playoffs.
party all 100 Thieves
And that's where
stuff.
100 Thieves are headed.
So
They can set their sights
thank
forwards
you,
a little bit more.
thank you to
obviously,
everybody who
more regular
followed,
season
and
to account
thank
for.
you Gold for becoming our
bit into
first
stage one,
subscriber.
Some good
on
looks
the
from
Thieves Talk Twitch channel.
And some funny moments.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Just
hey, thank you, Geeks. Thank you for being here.
Away with murder all the bloody time.
Rocker and Ravens going round 11.
Disgusting.
Oh,
I don't know how he dares.
Is that on right now? I might throw that up on.
And the 1v1 of the ropes will live in my mind for quite a while. But yeah, they're looking pretty good here. Yeah. I mean, a win over 2G. They've lost to
Rocker have gone game 5, round 11.
Coming against Crew, that'll be really important. So
every match since picking up Kenny, right?
Maybe not quite. I mean, Crew are pretty much a lock at this point.
There are chances of getting that top seed in the group, though, and that does make all the difference.
That's kind of crazy.
All the difference in the world as well. For now, we're going to send it down to Dry. She's down on the stage for that Verizon post-match interview with Boostios. Check it out.
Thank you so much, guys. Can we hear from Boostio as 100 Thieves make it to playoffs? Boostio, congratulations on this win. Congratulations on making it to playoffs. My first question here is, I want to talk about the growth that the team has had. Tell me about what happened from that week 1 to 2, 3, and now 4 to get this win. Not only as a team, but for yourself. You were insane today.
Yeah, for sure I played very well today, and I've been playing like shit the last like 2 or 3 months. So thank God I had a good performance finally. But I mean, as a team, I think it just takes time when you add a new player, and even though we only added in Xander, it still changes a lot of how we like communicate and like what types of fights we take. And I think slowly we're getting there, like our micro fights and our listening is getting a lot better. And yeah, we're feeling really good for playoffs. So.
And I like that you mentioned Xander too, because you were getting revenge for him after that grand final that they played in Ascension where Xander, he did not win against TG. So what was the preparation like coming into today, and was Xander providing any info of 2G like to play this way or any patterns that he recognized?
Yeah, I won't say like what info he gave, but Xander definitely gave a lot of info because he played against them, you know, in Ascension last year. So it was very good to have Xander for this match. But yeah, it was pretty easy, I'm going to be honest. But
and now talking about something that Six said during the coach interview is that he was really confident in your calling on the attacking side of Ascent. So can you tell us what makes you such a good IGL on the attacking side of any maps particularly?
It's a good question. I'm going to be honest, a lot of it is instincts. I think I'm not like super analytical or anything. I literally just stare at the minimap and just whatever my brain tells me I say. It's not really analytical, to be honest.
Okay. And then my last question for you here. You're already made it to playoffs, but that last match of the group stage is going to be against Crew, a team that eliminated you from Champions contention last year. So you're trying to get that revenge. Do you have a message for them?
A message for them? I love you, Kesnet, but we will destroy you guys, 100%. And this is the match I'm most excited for because, like you said, they eliminated us from champs. So I think it's going to be super fun. Like, I'm so excited for it.
I'm so excited
he's going to be getting loud during that.
This is everything that we have for the post-match interview. We're going to send you to a break, and we'll be right back with Lev and G2.
Damn. What a series today, chat. What a series today. We got that dub. We secure playoffs. We love that. We got Crew, it's next weekend, right? We'll be live for that match as well. And if you're interested in League of Legends, we will be live for League of Legends and Call of Duty tomorrow and Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I appreciate everybody once again for tuning into the chat and hanging out with us during this watch party. So you guys are awesome. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in future watch parties. Peace out, guys.
The human